Hi, everybody.
Hi, we're BabbleGab.
Yay.
Yay.
There we are. Everybody's
That
happy.
sound clip, I guess it haunted him the rest of his life.
Sid Han.
No, Bill O'Reilly start the
Oh,
effing go live. S- he said he was like in some foreign country and some guy just on the street. Oh, you the guy who who yell on camera and said go live. F it, go live. So it's like his clip went viral with people who don't even really know who he is. I think that's funny. He seemed to have a good sense of humor about it. But it's ponderous, man, ponderous.
yeah.
Like I can understand him cussing and stuff, the way we have to deal with people here.
Oh, yeah.
If I can make myself bigger. Oh,
Oh, there you go. Being
like
bigger.
hugging the guardrail now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it won't
you're a
work.
Chevy now.
Yeah. Whoa. I guess I'm just gonna have to be there. I didn't think to make a background for this. This was one of the last avatars I made before my thing expired.
Ah, I hate
I
when my
need to get
thing
a,
expires.
huh?
I hate when my thing expires.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Let me hit share. Facebook.
Well, the good news is that we're gonna have Neb in a couple of weeks, even though it might just be part-time a little
Yeah.
bit. Well, I got a whole bunch of more Judy lines for the Transforma stuff while I was up there.
Ah.
And you know what? She's a hell of a good singer.
Ah.
She was just singing to her grandson some Britney Spears song from the 90s. And damn, you sound good. I really wanted her to sing something for some of the Transformers stuff, kind of showcase those pipes, but um, she was too shy to do that.
Ah.
I'll give it time. She didn't like
Yeah.
totally refuse, but she just couldn't. It's hard to just get someone to sing that
Yeah.
that because I could have said, well, we didn't want her to sing the Britney Spears song,
Well, yeah.
um, but I'll still work on it. I kind of figured she would. She was always singing the songs and things and just being funny, but she's
Yeah.
good at it. Should have if she was close, I'd just have her sing Tracy's part on the songs, Paul Jen songs, or at least give her a try. Her voice is really suited for that.
Yeah.
Of course, now that she's part of our Tuniverse, Tracy'd get mad if Judy was singing her parts.
Ah.
Could lead to a cat fight. Rawr. Of course, I don't draw cats,
Too fuzzy.
but I was about to make some new dinosaurs and stuff in 3D, and
Oh.
so I downloaded Blender today because I hate learning a new program. I don't have a lot of patience, but I need to. I need to update my stuffs. They sold a division of my company to Amphimol. I just got the news today they
Ah.
did a meeting about it yesterday. CSS. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's us. I think I would have heard something if it was, but it was some department. So I don't know if I ever had to look for another job. It'd probably be good to know that I know how to use Blender and
Yeah.
not just a program that's almost 20 years old now. And Blender's also, I mean, it's freeware, but Suppose it's got some shaping tools, so you can
Oh,
sculpt
okay.
with it. And that's what I would really like. Because I used to have a program called Mudbox, and it had sculpting tools. And it even started out with like a kind of a basic horse mode and a car mode and a dinosaur mode. I think a human mode. I think that's how I made the Tracy Trail T-Rex or whatever it was,
Oh,
Allosaurus
yeah.
for the Saturnalia. I think I started with a Mudbox thing. So I don't know. I'll see how easy or hard. It can't be too hard because it seems like every moron knows how to use it.
You would think.
It seems like it, and I'm a moron as much as any of them, so I should be able to know how to use it too. What you doing? So
Hmm.
what I am here is started out as a Transforma
Oh,
model.
okay.
When Judy, I made her into that 57 Bel Air because I wanted to go to a drive-in and we didn't have a car.
All right.
Turned out okay. I probably use this as a base for the 58 Buick, I think.
See, I never got to do that as a kid.
Ride a goat. I thought these were
Yeah,
her year
yeah.
home movies. The dog seems happier than that goat was. The goat didn't seem too happy having the.
Shep. There we go.
I
Old
didn't realize
Shep.
Lassie went on into like the early 70s or like 73 or something.
Yeah, I think they had like generations of dogs because the very first Lassie movie was from the late 40s in England. And then
What about
some,
generations of kids? How old's Timmy? If he started in 1950, how old was he in 73? He was like
yeah.
23 years old still. Hey,
Oh,
Lassie.
they kept giving the dog away. They said they'd own the dog for a while, and they say, okay, well, I'm tired of this damn dog, and then the dog would go to a new family and it'd be a new kid.
Kind of makes sense, I guess.
Yeah,
Kind of feel bad for the dog, but it's kind of cool to have a dog that lives like, you know, 30, 40 years, I guess. It's kind of cool.
yeah,
Anyway, everybody, I know nobody's here, but if you are, please pray for our pal Putt. He's not,
yeah,
his square isn't here because he's not doing well. He needs your prayers.
yeah. Haven't even had an update from him, but Gottschalk will be here in a few minutes, so he'll be able to update us.
Yeah, the last thing he said about it wasn't very
Now,
um optimistic.
of
And
course, that's the
Darren,
way it's
darn,
been. It's that's the way it's been for the last like 6 months. It's like, oh, he's circling the drain. Oh no, he's all fine, and then no, he's this and he's that, and it's like,
yeah, I know Darren said for him to quit being so stubborn and get well already.
yeah,
I mean, I'd kind of thought about dropping by to see him because I was going through Georgia, but it seemed like kind of Gottschalk was it was kind of a personal thing, his
yeah,
visit. So it's okay. Some people don't want everybody to see them in that state.
yeah,
And we really don't talk personally now, so it's not really my place. Oh, what a trip. Stupid GPS.
hmm.
Uh, so I'm going through St. Louis, right into downtown, and whoever ran St. Louis or whatever the highways there
Uh-huh.
did did us people who go through it into Illinois a huge favor. They instead of having to thread all these different bridges and things, they just take one exit that goes to its own cable stayed bridge. Real easy.
Ah.
Easy peasy. Easy like a lemon pie. But my GPS said, no, take a right. I'm like, what? No, or take it, instead take a left, something like that. I'm like, wait, that was my exit. That was the one that goes over the bridge. Now what? And it had me going under bridges into alleys and
Oh,
things.
nice.
Yeah. And I went down this dark alley under a bridge, and I'm like, this isn't cool. And well, before then, I was going through the grid, in the city. It was like near the stadium or something. And there were all these like Chinese or Japanese kids, and they were all wearing yellow shirts and they all had glasses. Whole bunch of them, and they were all running together in the middle of downtown. And I'm like, didn't pay much mind because I'm lost now. And so I went under that bridge into the alleyway, and I'm like, well, I got to back up. Now look, here comes the kids right on me. And I backed out just in time where I didn't interrupt their run.
Yeah.
What are they doing under these back alleys? All these little kids with glasses. It was cute. And unfortunately, my camera was full by then, so I didn't get any of that. I really would have liked to have had some pictures of that because it was funny.
Hmm.
But at
Did they have
least I
like
finally
t-shirts that had,
found,
did they have like t-shirts with like some kind of club name on them or something like that?
if it would have filmed them like it was supposed to, I would have
Uh,
been able to look back and know. But I was kind of in panic mode at that time and in pissed off mode. And I
yeah.
was just making sure I wasn't running over anybody when I was backing
Right,
up and
right.
wasn't going to interfere with their run. But yeah, it looked like some kind of, there was something on their yellow shirts. They belonged to, it was either a school or like a YMCA kind of thing or some kind of club. But
Right. Our gang
I thought it was
reenactment or something like that.
do what?
Our gang reenactment or something.
Yeah, just a whole bunch of them. They all just looked so well behaved and they were just quiet and running. It was funniest thing.
Hmm.
And yeah, I wish that my camera had worked because I was looking forward to seeing that. Because so I got lost and all that for nothing. And then I ended up having to go down that highway that you have to thread the needle and all that stuff after all. So at least from now on, I noticed to ignore the GPS altogether when I go through St. Louis because I know my way around. Uh, but um, yeah, I knew I was going to run out of cameras, so I brought my card reader and all this stuff so I could just load everything on the laptop once I got to my cousin's. I couldn't find my card reader or anything anywhere. So I started deleting footage and think, well, maybe it won't run out now. And it still ran out, and I had to delete more footage. So I think I deleted stuff that I probably shouldn't have that I would have liked to
Um,
have kept. And it at least I got the tractor convoy
oh, there you go.
and some other things. And came home, I did bring the card reader. It was just in some pockets in the
Yeah.
suitcase. I just didn't look enough. I'm so stupid.
Yeah, well.
But I'm sleep deprived on those trips, and I do a lot of stupid stuff. Uh, but I did get to see the Superman square in the town of Metropolis and the
Oh yeah.
Superman statue because it always eluded me. I could never find it before, and finally, the GPS actually did find it this time, but it had me going down all these weird country roads in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what the hell it was. It should just be right off the highway. I don't know what it had me doing. I was so lost, but it did bring me to where I needed to go. You'd have liked that, Tony. You'd like that town with all the Superman stuff. Well, you saw the
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
That 53 Chevy and all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of tourists there. It was like a line to take a picture with the Superman. And it wasn't a long line, but there were a few people there. And there's like a platform where people can stand with their camera to take the picture. They really have it thought out.
Oh yeah. I thought it was cute
Fortunately,
though.
there was a
You had the
foreign.
Bob's Big Boy Superman.
Yeah, that was neat. I stopped at the Superman and I stopped at the Lois and the Daily Planet statue, but I didn't stop at the square where all that stuff was with the car. I probably should have. Uh, Fortunately, there was a foreign guy there that offered to take a picture of me with my phone, so that worked out. And
You
all my
didn't just run
pictures are
off with the
goofy
phone.
as hell. Do what?
You didn't just run off with the phone.
No, I was prepared for that. But no, he was nice. It's too small a town for them to get away with that. If it was like New York, they could probably pull that off.
Yeah. No, that was so dumb. Hey,
I got
Gottschalk, how
shot.
you doing?
Yeah, good.
You back home?
No, I don't. I'm leaving like first thing in the tomorrow morning.
Ah, okay.
Oh, you still up there with Putt?
No, I left there.
Where are
Sorry,
you now?
I'm at home.
What?
You just said
But
that you
you
weren't
just
at home and that you were leaving.
Sorry, I thought you guys were referring to my Arizona trip, so which I'm leaving tomorrow morning for.
Oh,
oh,
well, we asked
I
you
didn't
if
know
you were
anything about
home.
that.
Sorry, trying to pick my new background here.
Ah,
Boy, you like food, don't you?
I figured.
Well, see, I don't ever use the cheeseburger avatar because I didn't want to make everybody hungry. And then
yeah.
I mean, I'm fine. That's a good looking backdrop.
Lots of
Lots,
pizzas.
lots of pizzas. Did you hear what I was talking about?
Not really. No.
Is um, I'll say this real quick, so I don't have to say everything twice. But that I was going through St. Louis, and my GPS totally threw me off because I knew my way around. There's this one exit that takes a bridge, a special new bridge, and it's really easy. And it said, no, take a left. I'm like, what? And it had me going out in the middle of downtown, and it wouldn't make up its mind. It's like, go this way, and it would change. No, go this way, go this way. And I'm like, what? And there were all these little Asian kids, they were like 10 years old, 10-year-olds, and like all of them had yellow shirts and glasses and shorts, and they were all running in the middle of just this weird part of downtown. And it had me going, I was like, ended up going under a bridge in a dark alley. And I'm like, this isn't cool. And then
Cool.
I'm about to turn around, and here comes the kids, and they're coming right at me. And I'm like, oh geez, I need to back up and get out of their way. And fortunately, I cleared them and didn't slow them down, but it was close. They were right on me, and it was so funny. These little kids, they were quiet and like well behaved and just running. It was so funny. I don't know if there was a church club. I don't know what it was,
You
but
don't get off the interstates in St. Louis, dude.
well, tell my GPS that.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
what
So
the?
so you pretty much said you knew where you were going, but yet you still followed the GPS off the interstate.
I did because I was just following the GPS, because I knew where I was going, but it's like, it's downtown and it's like, okay, GPS, because, they tell you, I know the bridge and I know that there's an I-70 exit. Well, it's like, stay in the left lane, stay in the left lane. Okay, stay in the left lane. And then it's like, wait, that was my exit. It was the right lane, you son of a bitch. That's kind of how it went. That was my
What,
exit.
what program are you using?
Google Maps. Well, they bought Waze. There's no alternative now.
Jeez.
Now, see me on the other hand, I've looked at my GPS many a time and say take a left turn. I'm like, no, no, not
Oh,
doing
well,
that.
yeah, it's still telling. I know from now on that
Yeah.
when I go through St. Louis, I am just going to ignore the GPS and use my own memory. And now that it became kind of a traumatic experience, you damn right, I'll know to stay in the right lane and know exactly which exit to take.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got back on, but it was just kind of my biggest regret is that my card was full from my dash cam and I didn't get all those little kids. I really wanted a picture of that. It was so funny. But I did get to, after going on another wild goose chase, but this time in the country, thanks Google Maps. It did help me find the Superman square in Metropolis and the statue. So I finally got to see all that. I
Cool.
don't know if you saw the pictures I put on face album book.
Yeah, I haven't been on much.
I finally got a picture under the Superman statue, and it's kind of perverted because it's like his crotch is like right above my head, and
Oh,
they
good,
shouldn't do it
nice.
like that. They should
Like
have him
teabagging
facing the other way
Superman.
and like spreading his cheeks.
Yeah,
That would
there
be
you go.
funny.
Not really, but okay.
Well, you should have gone around to the backside then and took a picture, you know.
Yeah.
Well, there's actually a cameraman perched there. They have it well thought out. They've got like a platform
Ah,
and you kind of stand in line. Of course, it's a little bitty town, so it's not like it's a big line. There were a few people there. I think because the movie, there might be more people,
Hmm.
even though the movie's not doing well. And Fantastic Four kind of flopped too.
I was
Uh,
gonna say the Un-American Superman movie that's out now, you know.
they probably would have got 100 million more dollars if he'd have just kept his mouth shut about, oh, it's about immigrants and how Republican people suck.
And
Hey,
and
did
they
you?
were
yeah,
and they were
wetbacks from
uncomfortable saying
space.
the
Come
American way.
on.
I don't know. You're both talking at the same time.
All right.
Well, you know what happens when you both talk at the same time? You can't hear either one of you.
All right. I'll quit then. Bye.
Oh, don't be a Steve.
All right.
I just wanted you to each to say your thing, but say it one at a time.
No, okay, then you stop talking.
Fine. Why don't I leave then? I think we finally got a
Fucking
precious moment.
lecturing
We
me
didn't have
about
any
goddamn.
last week at all. We didn't have anything last week to use. Uh, oh, did you hear? Did you see? Did you see that our president was on top of the White House?
Oh,
He was on the roof.
oh my
And
God.
all of the reporters were yelling at him, "What are you doing up there?" Literally, "What are you doing up there?" He was like trying to shout and they couldn't hear him. He said, and it's like he was going to build something up there. And what are you going to build up there? And he kind of put his arms out like a dome. And they're
Oh,
like,
great.
"What?" And he said, "Nuclear missiles." So
Actually,
I know what the headline's going to be tomorrow.
they announced today that they're going to be doing a 200 million. Is it 200 million or something? They're going to be adding a 90,000 square foot ballroom to the White House.
They can't add shit to the White House. It's only about like a 4-bedroom house.
Because they said when they have like big events, they have to put that tent up out in
Ah, okay.
the thing. So they don't want the tent anymore. They actually want to have a secured ballroom, you know, where
Ah,
they can
okay.
host, you know, foreign leaders and stuff like that. And
There's not
Why
really
would
a
they
lot of
want
space
foreign
in there.
leaders? Did they
No,
even need a dance? Do they have to dance with the foreign leaders? Why do they have the foreign leaders in a ballroom?
No, they got when Netanyahu shows up with his dirty laundry and has the White House wash it for him.
Did
Have
he?
you ever heard that story? Oh Lord! But the
Well,
thing
you
is,
know,
I
you
mean,
got a suitcase, and what are you going to do with your dirties? You got
I
to
guess.
watch them.
But I forget who had an indoor swimming pool, and then they got rid of that. Nixon, I think, put in a bowling alley for
they
whatever
put it over the
reason.
top of the swimming pool.
Yeah,
And then Obama took it down and put in a basketball court.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that one
And
room that they did, they have various things on. They can change it up, you know, depending on, you
yeah.
know, who.
It's like one of those 70s multi-game tables that you get that, you know, remember they cost like
You play
$70.
pool, poker, you know.
Uh-huh. If you turn it over and it's air hockey.
Right. Right.
Well, if I was president, what would I do? I really liked the idea of the bowling alley. I'd get rid of that basketball court and put in the bowling alley again.
I
Or
wonder if
then, you
they
know what?
let,
I would like a skating rink. I would
There
love to
you
have
go.
my own skating rink.
I wonder if they let me put a range in there, you know, and sit out there and shoot, you know.
You can just do that outside in the backyard there.
Yeah.
In the Rose
Do
Garden.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
well,
Rose Garden.
the Rose parking lot now. They paved that over.
Yeah, it was interesting last week. I having to do it at my cousin's house. We were
Huh?
on the Transferama channel, and
Oh.
it was kind of quiet. It started out quiet, and then all of a sudden we had like 10 chatters at the same time.
Yeah.
And they were saying nice things and all this stuff, and then they were gone as quick as it was like a flock of pigeons coming in and then leaving. It was funny.
It was like a fog bank came in and out, huh?
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. Yeah, it was weird, but it was nice while it lasted. So maybe that could be a sign of things to come.
Possible.
I can hope. It's kind of
Yeah.
hard without our putt. He was one of our creative
Oof.
people.
Hate to ask, but how's he doing? I don't know
Not
if
good.
you want to say.
So we drove all the way up there. We spent about 3 hours there. All the family was starting to come in and everything. I got about a 30-minute to a minute conversation with him during one of his awake modes. And he acknowledged and understood. And I told him I've been rehearsing this. I told him, I said, I'm here to stand with you on this mountain, brother, and face whatever we got to face. And he goes, I love you, man. No, and damn right, and then he was, while I don't know how well I want to get into this, but he's mostly sleeping, and he's got the agonal breathing when he's sleeping, kind of, and the hospice nurse came while I was there, and the hospice nurse, after getting done with everything, Jen was sitting there and Jack was sitting there, and I said, what is the, based on your training and experience as a hospice nurse, and he said he's in the imminent, death stage that, it could be, I would not be surprised if he passed tonight, but he a couple days.
Oh,
And I said, a couple days. He goes, yep. Well, he goes, what? Based on what I see right now, he will not. He will definitely not be with us this time next week.
damn.
Damn. So it was very sobering. I mean, I got to see him. I didn't take a picture with him because that would have just been highly inappropriate. It just,
Yeah.
I was hoping when I got up there, he would be more lucid and a little bit better shape and everything else, because I wanted a last photo, a good photo with me and him together, and it was just it was not an appropriate or thing. And it's, I keep in touch with Jen and Jack both every day, and they said it's just about the same. He's just, but they've got him on the anti-anxiety meds, and they got him on all sorts of meds to ease his passing whenever that time comes. So that's my story. So we stayed about 3 hours. The family was coming in. He wakes up about every 2.5 hours for about 30 seconds or so. So I didn't want to be there the whole time and take up, that time that the rest of the family's there. So we left about 6 that night, went and got a hotel room, and then came back home Sunday morning and drove another 7 hours home. And so, you know, 15 hour drive for 3 hours with him was well worth every hour of the drive. So it was
Yeah.
hate to be the Debbie Downer, but you ask, and that's how it was.
Well, no, that's we care about him.
We
So
sure do.
when Jen and Jack let me know that that time has come, I'm gonna do something a little. I'm gonna announce it to our film projects group, and
Yeah.
I think he would appreciate it, and I think you guys will get a little chuckle out of it, even though it'll be the bad news. But I'm gonna try to pass the information along in kind of a spirited way that I think we would all appreciate, including him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just uploaded a few days. I don't know if you saw it, but I
Yes,
uploaded
I did. I did watch it, and the only part that I was upset about, Timmy, with it, you didn't do the. I mean, I know it's been on another episode, but having the ostrich thing on there would have been funny.
well, that's
That was
that's well, no, that's I'm going to make a putt dedication thing that's going to have that. It's going to have some of his Star Trek stuff with Spock and all sorts of things. But yeah, the ostrich one will be in his memorial one. That one was just a BabbleGab. I was kind of hoping that. I mean, he was not, but I was thinking maybe he was cognizant enough to see it. But
he's
it's
he's
okay. But I wanted to at least put that out there first. But no, I am going to make a tribute for him, and I will put the ostrich one in that. Well, you
the
got to. That's
ostrich one
probably
and
just
the, and
funny.
the and the Smurf one would just be that, because those two things I think are just so classically putt.
Okay, I'll write that Smurf one down too.
Because we all laughed pretty hard at that Smurf one for a little bit,
Okay,
if you remember it.
I do. It's in one of the wrong channels. I mean, wrong channel. Listen to me. It's in one of the BabbleGab moments. You know, that's like number 18. We've got a lot of these. I think if we watched all the wrong channel moments, it would be like probably it'd be going on 2 hours before too long.
Yeah.
So I did, but I did pass it
Hey,
along to Jen. Oh, go ahead.
Steve Putz, he's going to be joining the Lord any day now.
I actually went and visited him personally, Steve, and stayed about 3 hours at his home with him, and it's not. I wish I had more positive news to pass on to us, but I can't. So now there's nobody else here that is more enthusiastic if he has some miraculous turnaround and makes it, and I will be the first one to jump for joy and be as happy as can be, because I really got to thinking about it. I've known and been friends with Putt for 46 years.
Yeah.
So it's just it's very heartbreaking what I saw. It actually brought me to tears. I sat there for a while and cried, and yeah, I'm waiting for Jen to. I mean, it's horrible to say that I'm waiting for that news. It really is, but it's
Yeah.
just,
I can see it in your face, Gotshot.
yeah, it's just
I saw
sorry.
it when you first joined. There's something different.
Yeah, I'll get
Okay.
over it. Yeah.
Boy, Lewis sure is keeping a positive attitude. He's like, no, he's going to be, the Lord won't let that happen. He's been
Sorry.
a cheerleader for the.
Well, I'm his cheerleader too, and but yeah, it's so yeah. So, anyways, positive notes. What are we doing?
Um,
How was your trip, Timmy?
it was good. It was good. A good trip.
Other than you didn't die on the streets of St. Louis,
Yeah, wasn't that something? I'll say it again only if Steve joins us because I don't want to just say this 40 times.
Say
But
it 40 times. Who's how many people we got
well,
on there?
I'll wait until Wendy Lou and some other people come in, maybe
Yeah, there
Laura,
you
and then
go.
because I don't want to say this 12 times. Uh, but oh, Steve, I did find the Superman statue. I know you
Yay.
don't go to Face Album, but I put some pictures up of Superman Square. It's not just a statue; they got that whole square done up with cool. It's pretty cool. It didn't disappoint. Um,
Actually, hang on a second. Let me just to follow up before we get too positive and too happy. Hang on a second.
Uh-oh.
oh,
Yeah, God forbid we do that.
now we just get to look at pizzas,
There you go. No,
except cement pizza. I want to see cement pizza.
yeah, the bike shop where I got my both my bikes because they ship for free and that was all. But they put ads on YouTube, and all their ads feature people on bikes doing all the shit that makes you hate bicycle guys. All the wheelies, all the putting the feet up on the damn handlebars, all that crap, all that obnoxious crap that they that's really gonna make.
Yeah, I know. Steve, I looked everywhere last year and couldn't find it, but this year
So
I just went into the Google Maps and said Superman statue Metropolis, and it took me there. Although it took me there really backwards up a bunch of country roads. It was a pretty scenery, but anyway,
so
yeah. Well, I
anyways,
used to do catwalks on my Mongoose. I learned catwalks, where you
Yeah,
do a wheelie and pedal and just keep doing the wheelie. That's about the only bike trick I ever really knew.
yeah.
In
But you
jumping.
don't do that in the city with people that you get out of your way. Hi there.
Hi.
I just brought Jackie in too, so she can just kind of now we both visited Putt, and just yeah, it's So
Jackie keeps
Hi.
disappearing in the
Yeah.
pool
Yeah,
of
'cause
pizzas.
the screen.
the screen, but yeah,
Hi, Jackie.
Hi,
Hello.
Jackie.
she talked with
I
me for
haven't
a little
seen
bit.
you since Beef O'Brady's.
I know.
So,
But she got to talk to him for.
Cold mac and cheese. That was
oh,
the
there you go.
order of the
But
day.
she got to talk to him briefly too, and it's just
Oh, good. So you both win. That's good.
Yeah, he was in pretty bad shape, but he at least knew we were there.
Yeah. It's sad. I mean, his health has been like a roller coaster ride for 15 years now. But he always just kind of pulled through. We would think the worst, and then he'd come back a few days later. Oh, and tell us how mean the nurses were.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was kind of,
I don't think he's coming back from this one. I mean, he might. I'm not gonna. And again, I'd be the first one to jump for joy and be ecstatic about it. But even the hospice nurse, like I said, started giving him what the anti-anxiety meds, and
Well, he was on like 5 different medications, but they said it doesn't look good for him. He pretty much slept the whole 3 hours we were there.
well, didn't you? So I guess the kidney dialysis was too painful.
he was tired of hospitals and doctors. According to Jen, he was just he just wanted to come home and be comfortable.
I can understand that.
So, but yeah, like I said, I wanted to take a picture with him, but the picture, I like I said, it wouldn't have been appropriate. Wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
So, but the hospice nurse, yeah, gave him a couple hours to what, a couple days.
You talked to him, I didn't.
Oh, so. But yeah, I just
Well, I'm glad you got to go out and see him.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
just-
it's better to find, old pictures from happier times.
Yeah, and I will put a couple of those. If you've got old pictures of Putt,
yeah,
give to me. 'Cause I am trying to make that montage.
I got plenty of pictures of old putts, so
Oh, send them
probably
to me, please. Please send them because I've only got two. I've got the one Putt had of him in his like prom tux, and then I've got one of him and Darren. I'll cut Darren out of it because he's shy, but uh, Putt was probably in his 30s. He looked like the healthier, thinner Putt.
yeah, it was a sad time, but what we are planning on doing if this goes down October 18th, and his birthday's October 16th. But his birthday's October 18th. It's a Saturday, and that's when we're actually going to be planning a celebration of life for Putt, for everybody to be there. So,
Oh, great.
Anyways,
Was that his birthday?
well, 16th is his birthday, but that's a Thursday. So,
You mentioned the ostrich thing clip. Did you know that is actually the first moment? That's the first ever Precious moment. It's what starts out Precious Moments 1.
where he always wanted to be an ostrich instead of an astronaut.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what started off our Precious Moments. So that's easy. That's an easy one to find. But the Smurf one's it's number 2 or number 3. It's easy to find too.
So,
I have some others in mind that I'm gonna try to. But yeah, if you have any of those in mind too that you'd like to include, let me know.
there were so many moments with him. I mean, you could probably do an hour-long thing of just Putt and just, not that you want to do an hour-long thing, but
Yeah, I would like to put some of his cartoon stuff in it. I want to put a little clip of Fuck Snow.
you cannot have a Mark Putt explosion, segment without the fuck snow.
Yeah. There's some
But
things he
anyways,
did for like
I didn't mean to take us back down, but I just said, before we
well,
get
we
too
did
happy
ask.
and
We wanted to
positive.
know,
So,
that's important. He's been a quarter of our BabbleGab squares. And then he was so creative with his newscasts and things. He really tried to
Yeah.
give us something.
what we ought to do is when it happens, we ought to have somebody else log in and join the show and just have it logged in as just a picture of Putt, just in one of the squares.
We could say we're doing a seance.
Yeah.
Maybe not yet.
Well, Steve, that's cool. I hope you were more than happy to share those, and
Yeah,
when the
Steve,
time.
send me one. You have any mind? I know there was one where he was abducted by aliens. Uh, I think the last Wrong Channel show he was part of it. It was the a Halloween special, but those were never good. So yeah, if you got one that you think is funny, I mean, I can't play the whole segments, but at least a little clips from them.
Even one that's funny, or even one that's serious. Because Putt did have those from time to time too, his serious moments.
Well, some of those made Wrong Channel moments because he would be getting real serious, and then Tony would. He was like, I'm not trying to get, I don't try to get sympathy, and then Tony's like, much.
My favorite is the alien probing in 4th of July.
Well, send those
That's
to
what
me,
Steve says.
Steve, and I'll try to get a couple clips from him.
Again, I hate this that we're planning something like this because I hope we don't have to, but
Well, you know
I
what? If something happened to me, none of you fucks would do anything. So I'm glad that he should
No,
feel
no,
good that we're
why
we
doing
just
would
wouldn't
we?
have the show anymore. We just be
Why
done
would
talking
we?
about you.
Well, don't do that. If something happens to me, keep doing the show. I know
Oh, yeah, just
once
to be me
Steve
by
doing the show.
myself. No, thanks.
Me and Tony can do the show live from the Gerlet's drag racing museum over here. Yeah.
There you go.
No, you know what would be funny? Well, it wouldn't be funny because we'd be dead. But if Tony was doing the show just by himself and just talking about the things behind him in the movies, and it ends up going viral, and he's got 1 million followers, and just watch Tony with the movie behind him, and he's narrating the movies.
Kind of like some weird version of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
Just the stuff that he's playing behind him, and he's like, "See, this avenue here used to be this, and they had a traffic light there, but now it's just a park." And then people they just flock to see Tony's narration. It would be funny.
I'll be honest with you. There are times when I've been on the show and I've probably been like phased out because I'm sitting there watching the stuff behind Tony, going, "Wow, that's kind of cool." That's kind of cool.
Well, there's a
Give the
balance
audience
to it.
something.
It's fine. It's fine to have it because sometimes it brings up conversation as long as it doesn't cut our conversations off. So it's like, guys, I got some news. I got a prognosis from the doctor, and we're like, you know what? That girl, I've seen her before. She was on a Doris station. It can get distracting.
And even you've been distracted, especially by that Austrian girl on the bicycle. You've been.
Oh, that was funny. I probably should have. That's one of my regrets with doing the precious moments, is there were probably 3 or 4 times I got distracted from her in that episode, and I only included one. I probably should have put the others in there just to give it that continuity. It's
Oh, sorry.
so. I learned
So
something from my cousins. From my cousin, she was talking about somehow John Davidson came up in
Oh my
conversation
God.
and how it scarred me for life when he had his own show and tried to sing "We're Coming to America," the Neil Diamond song. And it was the cringiest. I mean, I was 11 or 12 when I saw that, and even I was like cringing. I was just like, because he was all like, with his arms out, I was like, oh, this is terrible. And so my cousin Tammy, she said that Helen, who was my surrogate aunt, I told you about, he said she couldn't stand him. She called him a scissor bill.
Ah.
And she never forgot. She's got a great memory. She remembered that from 30, 40 years ago. What's scissor bill?
The one I
And we
remember,
actually
John Davidson.
Googled it, and it actually is a word.
Oh, okay.
It basically means a nincompoop, incompetent person or whatever. But there you go.
'Cause
There's a new word.
Yeah, there you go. The one I remember is him opening his show, and he's driving one of those industrial golf carts, one of those Taylor Dunns, and he's got a hard hat on, and he starts singing "I'm Driving My Life Away" by, I think it was Eddie Rabbit or whoever it was.
That's
You're driving your
weird.
life away on a golf cart, you stupid.
He was. And it got when we were talking about him, it's like, where did it come from? It's like he wasn't like a lead actor in anything. What the heck? He was just on. He was kind of like uh, uh, Zsa Zsa Gabor. He was just on shows. He was on the variety shows, but we like never
Yeah.
could figure out why. I guess a pretty face. I don't know. I don't get it because I never really found him funny. But then I'm being unfair. I haven't seen a lot of. I know he aged good. The
Yeah.
last time I saw him, it's been a few years. He had a very chiseled face and long hair. He looked almost like a cowboy or something.
Yeah.
It's like if I could look that good but he was always, I guess, had that model kind of a thing going. Maybe if
I
he's
guess
lucky, he'll look like Tony one day.
bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, it says he was in movies, a couple of movies that nobody ever heard of called The Happiest Millionaire, and then The One and Only Genuine Original Family Band. And he was on the Carol Burnett show, and I guess that's because he's basically a singer, pretty much. And he did game shows.
Steve's afraid we're going to get bad news about Big Bob.
Yeah, I kind of worried about that too.
Has he been like being absent more than usual with his treatments and whatever he's going through?
Yeah,
For
well,
those who
he
don't know,
just
Big Bob's he's a DJ in our or a broadcaster in our circle,
yeah.
and he played the captain in Saturdalia, my film. We had our
Hmm.
like Captain and Tennille hats. You know what? I have not seen that movie in probably 5 or 10 years. Well, not 10 years because it's 10 years old, but probably at least 5 or 6 years I haven't seen it. I was always kind of hoping to wait until we could show it and do a mystery science theater thing with it. Anyway, I hope Big Bob does okay. Well, that's a bad news.
Yeah.
I mean, Lonnie Anderson, come on. That was
Yeah,
kind of
she
bumming.
floofied.
Yep. Couple days shy of turning
Lots of
80.
people floofied. It's not as bad
Which
as
is today. Her
2016
birthday's
was.
today.
Yeah.
Didn't someone else floofy between now and our last time we were together?
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, no.
it was after Hulk Hogan.
Hard to keep track.
I know, right?
There's a couple of singers that I wasn't all that familiar
Connie
with.
Francis.
Yeah, that's one
Ozzy
of them.
Osbourne.
So you can
Ozzy.
go to Wikipedia and they got a list of everybody, for each day, who's passed. But it's all, because it's from around the world. So it's all these guys, Indian actor, I don't give a damn, and all these other guys.
Yeah, I thought we'd lost another act. I guess maybe it was just Lonnie Anderson.
There's a guy named
Hi,
Terry
Laura.
Reid who was, hi Laura,
Laura.
who was in some band. I
Malcolm
never
Jamal
heard of.
Warner. Yes, we lost him.
Oh, was he
Yeah, what was he
Theo?
doing? He was, yeah, Theo.
Well,
He was swimming in the ocean for some goofy
Riptide
reason.
or something. He
He
was.
actually saved his son.
Oh,
Ah,
that's
Rip-
sad. Well, he floofied before Hogan and the other one that was popular that floofied. Ozzy. He was like the
and it
first
says
to
Tom
go.
Sawyer passed away. I can't know he was a British member of the House of Lords. I don't think he was
Never
the
heard
same
of
guy that Rush was
Rush
singing
made a
about.
song about.
Yeah.
Today's
Yes,
Tom
Steve said Bob
Sawyer.
tells him that he's got aggressive treatment. Is going to have some good results. Is having good results. So he's hopeful. Well, hope so.
I hope so. Yeah. Oh,
How you
Walker
doing,
Hi,
Evans, who
Laura.
was a big racing, off-road racing driver and car owner.
Okay, I'll say the story once more.
No, why
Since
don't you wait
Stephen
till
Lord
wait
here.
till Wendy Lou gets here?
All right. But if one of you got to leave, tell me in chat that you're going to leave, and I'll go ahead and do the story.
Do I ever
I just
leave?
don't want to do it.
I'm
Huh?
glued to this damn chair.
I know. No, I meant Steve or Laura if they're going to leave. 'cause
Ah, okay.
I'm tired of telling the story.
because Tony enjoys the busman's vacation so much, so.
Yeah.
And the story is not that good to begin with, really. I was just kind of catching up on the trip.
Well, you can
The
embellish
trip
it
was
as you go.
weird. I
Every
mean,
time you tell it, just kind of embellish it some more.
well, and I did. The story was a little more involved the last time I said it because there's things I didn't remember that kind of pop out. Um, oh, she asked how's Putt. I'll just let you say it, Gottschalk.
Not well. Yeah, I actually went and visited him this past Saturday. Visited him for about 3 hours at his home in Toccoa, Georgia, and he's in hospice care, and he's not with us. I got to talk to him briefly for about 30 seconds before he passed back out, and yeah, they've got him on all the anti-anxiety and uh, end of life meds, pretty much. So that's all I
Well,
got.
I'm glad you did that. It was worth the trip.
Absolutely.
And Tom Lehrer, the Elements guy with all the parody songs, he passed away. Of course, he was 97. So what are you gonna do?
I'm not sure I'm familiar with the name.
Something I wanted to bring up, on the show, and maybe we can talk. I mean, maybe you guys have experienced yourself. Have you guys been reading more and more about this Mandela effect? They're saying it's taking effect.
I'd rather talk about Taylor Swift.
We can do that too. I've got some stuff on Taylor Swift. I think Taylor
The
Swift is part of
Mandela effect is this people.
It's the dumbass effect. Is people are stupid.
Yeah, it's Xers and millennials who can't come to terms with their memories going to shit.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
We're used to it.
They blame it on this Mandela about a particle accelerator malfunction or something. It's just like bullshit. You guys, you think that the girl from what was it, Moonraker, had braces. She never had braces. So get it out of your stupid. Oh, and I saw her teeth gleam. That was Marsha Brady. You fucks. You're getting old and you're screwing everything. Your brain is scrambled. She never had braces. Joke that she's a petite little girl falling in love with a big giant of a man. Richard Keith was. That's what the joke was. If they put braces on her, it would have been putting a hat on a hat.
There you go. But Laura,
Sorry,
I thought so too. I'm trying to. Laura says he seemed to be doing a little better last time he was here. I thought so too. He seemed like he did like the whole show. He's fine, and then. Shit.
We did 2 shows with him.
Yeah.
It's come back.
The second one about halfway through the one show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of did, but that's not something new. He did that probably for the last year. It's hard for him to stay a whole show. We were hopeful because it was the same thing. He was like, come back, and there he was, and he kind of complained about the doctors, and then it's kind of like it was this, he was weaker, but he was still Putt. So that's disappointing turn.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know you were trying to cut in Gottschalk, but I was passionate about that Goldfinger thing. So
I was just going to say, Ed McMahon was never on the Publishers Clearinghouse. So
yeah, it was American Family. He always said American
yes, it was.
Family.
It was.
That's something I that's having to spend time with my cousin Big Judy exposed me to commercials again and news.
My goodness. Ugh.
Yeah, so it's really, so this is what the people are watching. So here's the fake news. The first thing they say is, never mind, I don't want to get into it. But let's just say instead of broadcasting an actual headline, their headline was the Wall Street Journal says this about this person. That was their headline. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, okay.
That's your headline, as the Wall Street Journal said something that, really?
Their headline is quoting another headline.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this, and Dawn, my cousin, came in. Oh, you're watching the fake news, and we've both given her hell about it, which we shouldn't. But she should watch what she wants to. But she did watch the Apology and movie and loved it.
There you go. If
and
you
then-
haven't watched television in a while, like me, if you kind of just sort of finally broken away from the damn thing, TV commercials now are 125% worse than they ever were before.
They're certainly different now. I can tell you that.
I mean, they're not
He
fun. They're
said,
not
I don't remember
entertaining.
being this ugly. It must be the Mandela effect. Funny, Steve.
Well, Steve, you need to come on the show and then put up your picture from, a couple years ago when you looked like either a gangster or a Las Vegas lounge singer.
Remember this picture of Steve from 1952? That was my Big Bob impression.
Oh, there you go. Because there's that one picture of Steve where he looks like an Italian for some reason. And I don't mean the hat. I mean the other one where he's got all the hair.
Speaking of people with hair, am I the only one that had no idea who Sydney Sweeney was until this big jeans
I
commercial
had no
thing
idea
came
who
out?
she was.
Nah.
No clue.
I
didn't know
think
who she was.
you know the story. I think the whole situation is pretty funny, but it's kind of sad that our society is in this place.
even Trump commented on it.
No.
What'd he say?
I'll let you figure that one. It was pretty funny. Apparently,
Well, normally his tweets aren't that good. I mean, it's like when Taylor Swift was like campaigning for Kamala. You know what he said? I hate Taylor Swift. And it's like, what the hell kind of a tweet is that? Why not say what's the difference between a Taylor Swift video and a porn video? The porn has better music. That would have been better to say something like that. Why say I hate Taylor Swift? Who's his writer?
Yeah.
I
His
don't
tweets
mind
were a lot
Taylor.
better back around 2013.
Remember the time before he decided to run for president? Everybody loved him.
Yeah.
Everybody loved him.
Except me. I could never stand him.
What happened is he's the first actual outsider who ran for president who wasn't within the beltway in that Washington cesspool.
Anyways,
And the deep state couldn't stand it, and they put everyone against him, the media and everything else. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
I'm
no
not
more
saying he's good or
politics.
bad, but that's what. Do what?
No more politics.
Yeah, no more politics. Hey, what do you think of my new look?
I like it.
You don't like it?
I said I like it.
Oh, thank you.
Your car there, your Christine car or whatever it is.
It's a 57
I'm not
Chevy.
Christine. I'm Timmy. I'm a 57 Chevy. Christine was a 58 Plymouth. Gee
Yeah.
whiz. Talk about a buzzkill.
Everything else we talked about, and that's the buzzkill.
Yeah.
Call me a 58 Plymouth. Although they are pretty cars. I'll do that another time. I did make one for a 58 DeSoto or 57 DeSoto. I'll have to use that one day. I like to debut some of these during the Transforma week.
Ah.
Steve loves your new look, Tony. Oh, gross. When he cuts hair,
Yeah.
he looks like you got too
Well,
close
I
to those propellers.
I look like myself. I look like myself again.
My favorite look for Tony is when his hair's kind of long and he has that Ben Franklin thing going. And he didn't have to look like a hippie like Chong like he did last time, but I do like the Ben Franklin length. Just a little on the back. Because right now he's like, I keep thinking he's going to yell at me for squeezing the Charmin.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Godstock? You're look like you're on a penny or something.
I'm reading our book of useless, facts.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
So, I'll start off with the first one. Did you know that 40% of McDonald's profits come from the sale of Happy Meals?
Yeah.
I was always afraid to buy one because thought it was you had to be like 12 or under to get one.
No, I buy them today. Well,
No,
I
you have
bought
to be
McDonald's.
happy, and nobody is.
Not at McDonald's. You know what? McDonald's used to be fun for kids. They had the Grimace and Ronald things, and they had a playground, and it was like a whimsical place. And then now they look like a bank lobby.
Yeah.
And you got to go up and order. You got to put in your own order for your food. So now if your food's
Oh,
messed
good
up,
grief! You know what? I don't know how many fast food, because that's the one time a year I don't eat out, except when I go to Missouri on my road trips, and then I eat out all the time. And I did not go to one fast food place where I ordered at the counter. They were all kiosks now. All of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least they can't screw up your order. I mean,
Yeah,
have to
you only
screw
have
up
you to
yourself.
No,
blame for it.
they still figure out a way. Uh, well, no, I can't remember. They did have there was one onion in my burrito at Taco Bell, but one onion I can handle. It's just when they're,
So good.
peppered with them when I got a problem.
To kind of
The
expand
stray
on
onion, that's something you just do what?
to kind of expand on Laura's comment, she says Gottschalk's background is making me hungry. This is
Mm.
actually a picture I took. There's a place here just about 40 minutes from my house called a Pizza Hut Classic. And it's an 80s themed Pizza Hut. That's an actual Pizza Hut that has the red and white checkered, vinyl,
Oh yeah,
has the red glasses, has the stained
the
glass,
red glass. Does it have like the cone shaped windows and stuffs with the curtains?
Yes, it does, and it
Oh
also
shit!
has the salad bar, and and I have a picture of it right there. It serves the personal pan pizzas in the cast iron things with the little handle things that you gotta.
Yeah, us
So,
Xers, that was the bomb, wasn't it? Whether you're in a little league, I was never talented enough for that. But when you got to go to Pizza Hut, that was the deal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Especially like the barbecue pizza. Oh my gosh, that was so good.
Or Shakey's.
Shakey's was good.
I remember
Godfather.
Shakey's, but I don't really remember going there.
I remember Shakey's. Isn't that the one that had the organ grinder player? And
Probably.
I got to tell you, Colorado had an organ grinder pizza
Yeah, they
place,
did.
and it actually
Yes,
had
they
this really tall glass facade with a full-size pipe organ, and there was a monkey in there that would play it, I think. But oh, get this. So we talked about these sit-down Mexican restaurants in Phoenix and stuff. So here, Belton, Missouri, there's a place called Jose Pepper, and I go there with little Judy every year. It's kind of a tradition. It was like a birthday thing at first. And we were like, well, where do you want to eat? And I'm like, well, let's maybe try Jose Pepper again. Sure. I got a triple enchilada plate this time, which is what I always get. It was the best Mexican meal I've ever had in my entire life. It was like heaven. It was perfect. I mean, it was absolutely perfect. And I only ate like half of it. And I took it home and had like two meals afterwards that were perfect again. It was like, wow, they really did right. So I got to plug them.
Mm.
So if you're ever in Belton, Missouri, go to Jose Pepper.
are we having Mexican tomorrow night at a place called Abuelos in Phoenix? So
You really should go to Mascaderos, that place, and see the witches.
no, I've taken in your your review, so I'll be okay.
I didn't say no, I didn't say it was the food wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. It was just an experience. It was like going to a haunted. And if you go to a haunted castle, you're not expecting the best meal. You're expecting an interesting meal.
It's like a strip joint. Like the strip joint that's famous for its wings.
Yes, Steve, I do remember Sambo's.
Me too. I remember we went up and down the West Coast. The little menu had a little Sambo, and he's chasing the tiger, and the tiger turns into butter. And
Yeah.
God, I love pancakes. Shit, I haven't had any in a long time.
You love pancakes? Well, pancakes are easy to make. All you got to do is buy some Hungry Jack. I don't buy Aunt Jemima because they got
I
rid of
don't
her.
cook, dude. I mean, I'm just
You don't have to cook for Hungry Jack. You just add water and put it in the pan.
that's cooking. I hate to break it to you.
I put frozen fruit. I put frozen fruit in the batter before I put it in. It has
You're
mixed
a
results.
frozen
It's
fruit.
like something I wouldn't serve somebody because it comes out kind of gross, but I like it anyway.
The Waffle House Index is informally used by FEMA to measure storm disasters.
Ah,
The what?
The
Waffle House Index.
Yes. Waffle
What
House.
now?
Waffle houses don't close for shit. And if they close, then FEMA knows that the storm was pretty damn bad.
You know what? I don't trust anything about FEMA, but it seems to make sense. So I'll just say, yeah, it makes sense.
Well, it's like in DC, you know, if all of a sudden all the pizza joints have all these takeout orders, then they know
Well,
something's going down.
that's why the Pentagon now added restaurants inside the Pentagon.
Ah,
They actually have Subways and Pizza Huts and KFCs and inside the Pentagon now.
So since you got like pizza behind you and stuff, one day I'll be the cheeseburger again, and Tony can like be a hot dog, and we can like sing "Let's Go to the Lobby" and stuff. Well, what
Is a
was the
hot dog
answer?
a sandwich?
What, right, true or false?
What?
Was it true or false?
What's that?
The Waffle House thing.
Yeah, no, I was just telling you. This one's not the true or false book. This one just gives you facts.
Well, we gotta turn it into a game somehow. Putt.
why?
I'm used to complaining to Putt.
I'm just
Sorry.
I'm just out there throwing out facts that we can, converse about.
Oh, okay, we can talk
Yeah,
about.
converse.
Okay, I thought it was a true and false thing.
And
Okay,
God
never
forbid
mind.
we converse. My God.
Yeah. Frick, if we have to converse. So is a
Usually
hot
we just
dog
talk about propellers for half an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not in the book, but is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh Christ.
No, it's a piece of meat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean the full, concoction is that,
It's a sandwich in the same way that one of those
Hamburger
things
is.
that you get in the ravioli is a sandwich.
yeah. That it's wrapped up in the pasta and
Yeah.
Well, that is an interesting thing because if you say I want a hot dog, but some people eat it without the bread. You can eat a hot dog without the bread. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll put a hot dog and mix it with chili and cheese and make a chili cheese dog, but I might not have any bread with it.
Steve did that too. Steve had, chili cheese with hot dog bits cut up in it. I watched him eat it.
Ah. How would you
That's
do that?
dog food.
Actually, it was pretty good. At least for me.
I
don't
know. I'm just kidding, Steve. I'm just trying to. I'm an instigator.
Thought you were a crocagator.
Some weeks I am. I was talking with Neb. He wants me to buy an airboat, a fan boat, and go around the swamp dressed as my Florida man costume in the airboat.
Oh,
Be
there
funny.
you go. Yeah, around the sometimes glades.
Yeah, I don't live anywhere near that, but I do have. We do live in the middle of a swamp, so I could probably make use with an
Oh,
airboat.
okay. We live in
Isn't that-
Florida, don't you?
What?
You live in
Who
Florida,
said
don't
you live
you?
in Florida? Yeah, I live in Florida.
See, that's a joke. Oh, that means you reach one hand out, that's the Everglades. The other hand, you reach out, it's Miami Beach. And then you reach the third hand out, and it's Cape Canaveral. I mean, it's all right there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's all right there. Florida's probably the same length as California.
I know.
Actually, the largest inland swamp, I believe, is actually north of Timmy.
Ah,
That whole area of southern Georgia.
Okefenokee.
because he
No.
left his hose running.
Because even though the Everglades actually a swamp? Do they refer to it as a swamp, or is it a?
Of course it is. It's a swamp.
I'm just
Oh,
I'm just
Not a
thinking out
desert,
loud
I
here.
know that.
Or would you consider it a marsh? Well, what's the difference between a marsh and a swamp? Does a swamp have more trees? I don't consider the Everglades something with a lot of trees. It's just a lot of grass and
Yeah,
alligators.
All I know is you run the airboats through there, and then it's the guy from what TV show are they always on airboats? I forget. I know in Flipper they had him on, but
Well,
I seem to remember
Gentle
one
Ben.
TV. Did
Gentle
they?
Ben. Yeah.
I only ever saw Gentle Ben first run. I've never seen it rerun anywhere.
Well, I saw the movie Gentle Ben. It was a school function. We'd have these assemblies where they'd show a movie, and they showed Gentle Ben the movie, and I think that's the first time I ever saw an airboat. You don't see a lot of those in Colorado.
Yeah.
Well, my
Well, no,
son's
you
moving
can't.
here too, and he's talking to us about Florida. And I don't know what it is about people that live back west. They just seem to think, Florida, alligators just like randomly wander the streets down here in Florida.
Don't
I don't
they?
think I've ever.
Yeah, and just eat you. It's like everybody thinks that. It's like my
Yeah.
cousins with the mud pit. Oh, did an alligator get you? What? The only people that have to worry about alligators are if they have a small dog and you're walking it around one of those retention ponds, which alligators really like those things. And they like little dogs.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful. But no, they're not just going to walk down the street and get you. They're just like anything. They want to avoid confrontation. They don't want to get into trouble either. If I was an alligator, I wouldn't be just like getting in the middle of the street and causing trouble.
I think
I mean,
the wildlife I think I've seen the most here in Florida is a freaking bear.
I don't know if I've seen any stray bears here. I've seen one
I've
in,
s-
yeah.
I've seen a bear 3 times in the Ocala National Forest.
What, do you go hiking and stuff?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, me and the wife try to go out every weekend. We got an annual state parks pass, and we try to go to different state parks every weekend.
You
And
never told us that. Why didn't you tell us that?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's none of our business. I know. Uh, no, I've said this before, and you've seen it on the Face album book. Is my doctor office near where I live? There's a square cement retention spot pond that goes right against the building in the parking lot. And every time I'm sick at the doctor, I'll go gator watching because there's always 2 or 3 alligators in the pond, usually babies. And there's a one Facebook post I put, and the alligator actually is clearing the other side of the pond and sees me, and he goes through the algae and just swims right up to me just to say hi. I don't know how to get in there or get out. It's weird, but they're just there.
They crawl in and crawl out.
Yeah.
Well, it's
They
hard because
they
it's a
pee up all in
cement.
your
It's a
snow.
cement pool, and it's like the walls are straight up. How's it? And there's fences.
I've seen alligators. I've seen videos of alligators climbing 6-foot walls.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess they climb, but it's just weird. I mean, they're always babies. It's kind of odd, but they do like that little pond. Um,
I mean,
in
I've
fact,
seen.
when I get people visiting, I say, "You want to see the alligators?" And we'll go to the parking lot there and watch them.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
I've been to Myakka State Park. That's where I saw the most alligators, and that was just a couple of weeks ago. A crap load of alligators in that lake. And then I've seen a couple alligators at Silver Springs State Park there. Manatees and monkeys too. So
Oh, stray monkeys?
yeah,
I
believe it or
didn't
not,
really.
Florida
I
does.
didn't realize we had those.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I was in North or South Carolina. I think it was North Carolina at a campground. And there was a coast there at the campground, and there were just dozens of alligators sunning themselves right on the beach there. And that kind of freaked me out. I'm like, yeah.
I think the
You see
only
a
time.
snake and it's like, ah, imagine seeing dozens of stray alligators on the beach sunning them. It's like, whoa.
I was gonna say, yeah, the actually Florida has a indigenous population of monkeys, of wild monkeys.
I
Well,
see.
it's not politically correct to call them that, but so Steve, here's how
Did you
you
know?
do it,
Did you
Steve.
know? Oh my gosh!
Here's how you do
when
it,
I was
Steve.
doing when I was doing the Transforama, getting little Judy to do Transforama lines, I was wanting to maybe turn Terry into a monkey, and she like refused to say monkey. She said we could get sued if we say monkey. I'm like, not if we're talking about. It's like what? And
Actual monkeys.
she had said it last year. She said the M word just fine. So I at least have her saying it, but it's just like, really?
Well, no, Howard Cosell got in trouble for that about 40 years ago. But
But he was calling somebody that. Well, I'm not. It's not. We're not trying to be that way. It's an actual monkey. That's why I don't understand. Where's it? It's like that person that was on my case for turning Robin to chocolate. But I ended up cornering that person because they were just like, I'm just like, what do you mean? That's all you got to do is say, what do you mean? Make them explain themselves, and it just puts them in a corner. It's like, I wasn't, you're the one, why are you
Hey,
comparing
Wendy.
a human being to chocolate?
Okay, here we go. You ready? Are you still here, Laura?
Wendy's
Are
here.
you still here, Steve?
Wendy's
Please.
here.
Well, either
Sound
way,
out.
I'm going to say it.
I guess
I'm
my
going to
mic
say it
doesn't
once.
work.
I'll
Yep.
say this one more time before I have to pee. So, my GPS really effed me over on the way home from Missouri because St. Louis used to be a really tough place to get through highway wise. You'd really have to thread the needle, get on these bridges that have all these. You'd got to get in the right the perfect lane out of like 16 lanes and get this bridge and that bridge. Well, someone actually improved things, and all you had to do was take one exit. It goes to this one brand new cable stayed beautiful bridge. It's just you take this exit and you're over the beautiful bridge and you cross the Mississippi River and you're in Illinois. That's it. So I've always been successful in taking that. Well, my GPS was just like, and I didn't remember exactly what lane to get it. I just knew the exit was there. And the GPS was like, stay in the left lane, stay in the left lane. So I'm in the left lane. I'm like, blah, 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 just not thinking. And all of a sudden, like, wait a second. There's that bridge. There's my exit. What the fuck? You made me miss my and it said, okay, well, go this way. And it had me go downtown by the stadium. I'm like, what the hell? And it's like, you made me miss my exit, you damn thing. And it starts going like, okay, go right. And then it would change its mind. No, go left. No, go right. Go. And I was like, what are you doing? And so there was this big group of kids. They were all Asian, and they all had glasses and yellow shirts and shorts, and they were like 10 years old, and they're all running together. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I'm just going nuts, like I'm lost now, and it had me go. I'm having to turn around in this alleyway under a bridge, a dark alley. I'm like, this is getting scary now. And I'm going to have to back up. Here comes these kids with the glasses, and they're coming right at me. And I managed to back out, because I'm being careful. I don't want to hit any of the kids, but I don't want to interrupt their run either. So I'm just trying to back out, and I made it just in time not to interrupt them. But it was like, it had to have been freaky for them because they're not stopping. And I had to thread that needle. It didn't give me I finally had to go through the busy part of the freeway to get out. But I did get out. And unfortunately, my memory card was full, so I didn't get to do some screen captures of all these kids that experience because that would have made it worth it because it was pretty funny, as freaky as it was. Anyway, that was pretty much it. They
Did they
did
have
send me on another
did
wild
they have
goose-
little round glasses in them like those old 1930s cartoons?
Maybe I can't tell. It's I think one of you asked what it said on their shirts. Were they from a Christian club or were they from a school? I don't know. If I would have been able to capture it and see, I would have been able to know. I just thought it was such an interesting
You know what I think?
experience.
No, because
You
in
know what I
every
think?
World War II cartoon, all the Japanese guys have the little round glasses on. Everything's the honorable this and the honorable that.
Oh, speaking of which, my cousin Debbie, she's always got these wonderful stories. I think we might get her on one day.
Yay!
Because I said she can get on without showing herself like Darren did, but she had trouble. She didn't know how to do it last time, but she has such funny stories. She lived in Guam, and she said there were all these Japanese bands that would go there, local bands, and they would always, and she thought it was always became a joke because all of them would do Proud Mary, and they'd be going, Lolin, Lolin on the liver. All of them, she said. Look at him, God's like rolling his eyes. You guys are mean. You're politically. I'm not making it up. It was a real story.
All I can think of every time you tell that story about all the kids, Asian kids running in yellow t-shirts, all I can think about is everybody was kung fu fighting.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody was. Just a bunch of
Yeah,
people.
I think the song really should have been several people were kung fu fighting.
Several people were kung fu. I got that from Tony. That was funny. But yeah, it sent me on a wild juice case again in Southern Illinois because I was stuck in. Oh, I hate Illinois. I just hate it. I gas up before I get there because I don't want to stop. But it was nonstop construction all the way, not exaggerating, all the way through Illinois. It was nonstop construction, both highways. And I'd put Metropolis in the Google thing, for the next stop. And somehow it sent me on these country roads, take me home, mama kind of roads. I mean, for I at least a half an hour, 45 minutes, I'm going on beautiful, beautiful country roads. I haven't gone through all of my stuffs yet, but if I have some footage, I might add it to my album on Facebook. But I did find Metropolis, and I did get to meet the Superman statue and all the other stuffs there. It was pretty cool, and I got to
And the
pee, and I'll be
Superman
right back.
and the Superman statue, rested his junk on Timmy's head, and
Yeah, that was kind of awkward, and I didn't know until the picture. I'm like, my head's awful close to his junk. That's
Well, that's okay,
It would have been
'cause
better
I
if
used to
they
take
had the statue turn around, spreading its cheeks. It would have been funnier. But
Yeah,
never
there
mind.
you go. But no, I used to get that. I'd take a selfie after I got a haircut or something, and there would always be a tree behind me, and I never noticed. And and I put it up on Facebook and say, "Oh, look, they got a tree. Is that a mohawk? You got a tree growing on your head?" It's like, how about you shove it up your rear end?
hey, how did Superman get a haircut?
I think they had like kryptonite razor blades.
And razors?
They would pretty much have to. I mean, people have explained that he couldn't possibly have banged Lois Lane because at the moment of when that happens, you don't really have control. I mean, assuming that Krypton physiology is the same as human. Yeah, these are the kids that Timmy was talking about.
Oh, what day was that on, Timmy, that you saw all those little kids?
Now he's off.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
The Guinness Book of World Records was founded by the managing director of Guinness Brewery in the 1950s.
Yeah. You know
Interesting. No, I did not.
So
Yeah, it was
one last thing
published by
about the
the-
Superman thing. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to
okay.
interrupt.
That's all right.
One last thing about the Superman, and I don't mean the assless chaps got shot, but what was cool is it said "Truth, Justice, and the American Way" on the plaque on the bottom, real big.
Ah.
Unlike that stupid movie that just came out and is not doing that great.
And the guy said that they're not comfortable putting the American way in there because that's not the leading way anymore.
Well, he wanted to bend over to China, and the thing is it's not doing good anywhere else. It did good here, but nowhere else in the world. And he totally pandered to these other countries by not putting the American Way on there, and they still blew it.
I guess we're just talking to ourselves now. So
Yeah. Everybody hates us.
What, everybody leave?
I don't know. Yeah, I just see Wendy said hello and that was it, and then nobody could hear me when I said that she was there.
You there, Laura? You there, Steve? You there, Wendy? I'm not saying that story again, damn it.
Okay. No, I got the movie that you took from that story though.
what day was that on that happened, Timmy?
That would have been Saturday.
Ah.
But it was weird. There weren't any adults leading these kids, and they're in the middle of a weird section of downtown under these alleyways and stuff. What are you looking at the news? I didn't run over any of them.
Oh, okay.
I'm just making sure.
So they look like these guys?
Trying to
You
find
know,
a bunch.
I that contractor that friend of mine who did a lot of work on my place,
Oh.
he changed in the last few years. He turned into Popeye.
Well, that's probably if you only work out your forearms and you don't work your biceps at all.
No, I mean his face. He
Oh.
turned into Popeye. I only did that. Well, I got stung by a weird wasp in the mountains in Colorado, and it one of my arms turned into a Popeye arm,
Ah.
and it would have been cooler if it got my other arm too. That way
Ah.
they've matched.
Right.
Oh,
What are we doing?
not much.
Give us something other from your book.
Yeah.
Something else from the book. Hmm. Bill Gates has donated nearly half of his fortune.
To his ex-wife.
Probably. None of
So
didn't get any of it.
LinkedIn, at least once a week, they say, "Why don't you follow Bill Gates?" I'm like, "Why don't you shut the fuck up and leave me alone?" Follow Bill Gates, the most satanic person in the world.
Unfortunately, we probably wouldn't be
He's
able to
not
do
even the
anything that we're doing.
14th most satanic person in the world.
Well, he's up there.
Oh,
What
there's,
got shut?
there's the run. I just found it. The,
Ah.
the run that happened in St. Louis this past Saturday, and it happened all over St. Louis, and they're all wearing yellow T-shirts. Was the Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis Fun Run?
So there were a whole bunch of different ones doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't all
Well, thanks for
Japanese.
finding it out. That at least isn't that nice?
Yeah.
But what
Remember
a
they all
weird
singing
experience.
they all singing that song. Remember Jerry Lewis? He always at the end of that thing, he always sing, "You'll never walk again."
Whoa.
Yeah.
I always thought that was mean of him. I don't know why he did that.
Well, you never knew about that guy. He was bipolar. He's like, "Want to clown around?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Not when it comes with children's diabetes." I'm like, "Well, I don't know whether to laugh at you or not."
Here you go, Timmy. You ready?
What?
You know what M&M stands for in M&M's?
Minnesota mining.
Mom?
Mars and Murray.
Ah, good old Murray. You mean the guy from Mary Tyler Moore
Beach
Show?
Boys.
Oh.
It's spelled
was gonna say the Beach-
Murrei or I-I-E. Sorry, duh, got some dyslexia there. But I'm sure Mars stands for the Mars,
Yeah. That's right, because 3M.
I heard they're
you know,
a weird
the
family,
sticky
the
tape.
Mars family. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Slinkies are 82 feet long.
Yeah, if you stretch
Really?
it all the way out. They would never come back, though. They always they kinks in them.
Now, here's one we can talk
tried
about, and it'll be right up Timmy's alley.
Uh-oh.
Creedence Clearwater Revival has the most #2 Billboard hits without ever hitting #1.
Makes sense.
I'll say false.
There's
Oh,
no
I
true or
forgot. These are
false.
facts.
That's a
These
fact.
aren't. I know. I'm giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
I kind of liked CCR. I like some of their stuff. But even John Fogerty, who I've always had a soft spot for, and always kind of took his side in all the goings. Even he got like political this last few years.
Yeah, they
and I
all
don't
do.
like that.
But they sued
know-
him for sounding too much like himself.
You know the worst part about that story is his ex-bandmates are the ones who told his manager Zantz that they told on him. Zantz wouldn't have ever taken him. He wouldn't have even known if they hadn't have. You know what? Those are some jerks.
Yeah.
So you're talking about. I don't know what made me think of this. It was like the last conversation. I don't know if I'm sure I've said this story. I've said everything, but
That's cool.
when I was like 11 years old, Jack Porter worked for some newspaper, and he gave us these giant shopping bags full of rubber bands.
Ah,
So Darren and me and Jack, we would sit in our closet and we would tie the rubber bands together. Just all three of us. And we'd spend days tying the rubber bands together. And what we tried to do was make the Guinness Book of World Record of the longest rubber band chain.
ah,
And we had at one time we had it going all the way across Webster Park, but we that wasn't enough. We kept going and going. So what we did is we went up Gun Club Road. I don't know if you remember that. It is in Aurora,
Yep.
East Aurora. It's a dirt road with these kind of rolling hills. Well, my mom had this 74 Galaxy, and we tied the rubber band chain to the bumper, and Darren rode on the back of her car. And Jack and I, we held the other end of the rubber band. She went took off down the road, and I believe it broke once. We fixed it, but it ended up going 3 miles, and tried to break the record. So it was 3 miles stretched, and the record was 3 miles unstretched.
ah.
So that's how close we got.
Nice.
Anyway, I don't know if I'd said that before.
Nope, never did.
Yep.
All right.
You know they make Slinkies out of plastic now, which is a complete
Yeah.
disaster.
Yeah.
Well, they make playground equipment out of plastic now. I don't get it. What's the fun of being in a playground if you don't burn your butt on the
Yeah.
on the slides and stuff? And they make it's out of like they make the turf out of like recycled rubber now. It's like, come on.
Oh,
Kids
yeah.
gotta skin their knees or they're not gonna learn anything.
Yeah.
You ready for the
It's
next
part of
fact?
being it's sorry. It's
I
part
said,
of
you ready? You ready for the next fact?
No. Yeah.
Pilots and co-pilots are required to eat different meals before flight so that they don't end up with food poisoning.
Which is the whole plot behind 0 Hour and Airplane.
Yep.
And that's the
It was
reason.
the fish, right? They all ate the fish.
Yeah, they had the fit. And yeah, it's because and Dana Andrews didn't know how to fly a plane, sort of, and didn't have the fish.
Yeah, what's his name had lasagna.
Yeah.
Wasn't yeah,
I
we
didn't
had
know
a choice
they
of,
made anything as good as lasagna on planes. Usually it's just crap food like fish or
well, it was
What-
what's his name's character, the doctor's character. She goes, "What do we serve for dinner tonight?" She goes, "Oh, we had a choice, chicken or fish." And he goes, "Yes, I had the lasagna."
Yeah.
You know, they did that on Qantas the time I flew them. They had your choice of chicken or fish with the same nauseating Cajun sauce. And it literally made me sick. It tore just the smell of it tore my stomach apart. When they shouldn't do that, put such a gross odor on an airplane like that. It messed
To
me
cover
up.
up the smell of
'cause you were
leaking
eating
fuel,
Aussie
probably.
food.
It could have been leaking. It might as well have been leaking fuel. Do what? What got shot?
I said because you were eating Aussie food, man.
Yeah. It was probably all
Yeah, at least they
kangaroo
didn't
meat
like
anyway.
put Marmite on the top of it or Vegemite.
You probably would have enjoyed Marmite better, according to that story.
Ah.
Oh, that was gross. It smelled like roadkill, literally, and it was black. It just smelled like roadkill. And those guys were rough. They made me watch Xanadu sober and stuff. I mean, they're rough and tumble guys, but at least they didn't make me eat the Marmite because I was worried for a bit. They were like, "No, you kind of have to grow up with it, you know." So
So you got to watch that
let me off there.
in Australia because even the bunny rabbits will friggin' kill you.
Yeah.
And they got spiders as big as a Buick.
I was gonna do a bunny rabbit Monty Python quote, but I'm not brushed up on it anymore.
That's okay. Won't be on the rabbit.
Yeah, behind the rabbit. It is the rabbit. Sorry, I don't want to go into all that.
That's the
Ratchet
best part
loved
anyway.
quoting that stuff. Wendy, are you still there? I was wanting to.
Anybody else?
We kind of touched on it. I think we want to go to the Fanboy Con, gosh, shot
Ah.
in September if you want to join. It's going to have Steve Austin there, the $6
Yeah,
million
I
man.
told you that.
Well, I think I want to do it. I think he's worth going for.
Alright.
I mean, the Happy Days gang are the only ones that are going to be in TampaCon this year. It's not even worth it.
Yeah. gone with them.
Everyone was so quiet, Wendy. We thought everybody left.
Yeah, yay.
Really
Yeah.
Because
glad
I
you're
remember
here.
Happy Days when it first came out. Man, it was like what 75 or whatever it was,
74.
and 74, and all those quote unquote high school kids to me looked like they were senior citizens. They look so damn old.
Well, they kind of were, to be fair. I don't think they ever have high school kids playing high school kids. They're too
No, because
immature.
of the
They get
work rules. Anybody under 18 has got a whole bunch of different work rules. You got to let them to go to class and crap like that, and like they're going to learn anything in there. And
it
it's
kind
just
of makes sense. You know
becomes
that
a huge pain in the
Kathy
butt.
Coleman, yeah, that's what Kathy Coleman did. She had to like do classes on set, and then when Land of the Lost, I guess when they went off the air or between seasons or whatever, she had to go to regular school, public school, and she got bullied because of it.
Because even
That's
like
kind of sad, you know.
Burt Ward was like 2021 when Batman started, and he was supposed to be like a kid without a driver's license yet. I think in the
Well,
third
he, to be
season,
fair, he never looked like a kid.
yeah, no, he never did. But in the third season, I think Bruce Wayne bought him a Camaro. You can see a new Camaro at the end of the show. And he got his
Was
driver's
it just a
license.
stock Camaro or like one wings on it and stuff?
No, it was I think it was like could have been an SS.
That's still pretty cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'd never watched. I mean, I remember the theme song, so I had to have watched it when I was a little kid. I just don't remember anything about it. I remember Gracie. I guess they had a DVD or something of the movie, the '66 movie, and I
Yeah.
just thought it was dumb.
Well, yeah.
But that, maybe I didn't give it a chance. I just thought, because I was used to this more serious Batman, and so going back to them throwing everyone over the dock and stuff, it just seems so
Yeah.
hokey and dumb. But you said it was really funny, a funny show, so I don't know. I'd be willing to
Well,
give it another
it was
chance, I
high
guess.
for me when I was 5 years old. It was high adventure. It was like boy, oh boy,
Oh, maybe it
because I
was
didn't
made
get
for
any jokes when I
5-year-olds.
was
I don't know.
5.
No, we get involved.
Say what?
The wife asked me if I'm actually talking on here, and I said, no, I get involved when it's time.
Well, it's time. Get involved.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm trying to find, the next, Did you know that people taking selfies of themselves kill more people than sharks do?
Yep.
Yeah, but to be fair, sharks don't kill a lot of. It's like the alligator thing. Oh, you're going to swim in the ocean, you'll get eaten by a shark. How often? This happens like once a year.
Yeah.
What
Or
the
when
what it
was
is
the
sharks. Yeah. So what it is, it's mostly like surfers because a shark they don't like the taste of people,
yeah
but they will see. They see the silhouette of a surfer with the arms and leg. It looks like a seal
yeah
Mhm.
because they're kind of wired not to eat people because they don't like the taste, but they are
yeah
wired to eat seals. So that's what and that's why most people who get bit by sharks, it's just a bite, a bad
yeah.
bite, but it's a bite. Wendy Lou said now Kathy Coleman, Wesley are scheduled to be where?
Look up one line, Steve.
I'm not. I saw something about a Bartow Con in Bartow, Florida in November. It's between Orlando. Oh, no shit, huh? Wonder who else is gonna know. Thanks, Wendy. Uh, I'll look into that too. That's
Let
that's
me let me
probably
let me
doable.
let me take a look at that Bartow. I
Yeah.
know where Bartow's at. It's actually not
You
too
know,
far from my house.
wouldn't it be so funny if we all went there and they didn't know who the hell we were?
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be so funny. Kathy doesn't, that no, it wouldn't be funny at all because it'd mean they're getting senile. That wouldn't be funny.
Yeah.
Never mind. That's terrible. Why would you guys say something like that?
Well, I hope she's not senile yet. She's younger than I am. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
but she
but
did.
no, you
It's
see,
been a hard
you looked at
life.
the bottom line of the chat and said, "Ooh," all you have to do before you even needed to ask the question, you need to look up one line.
yep. Bartow Con will have Parker Stevenson. We'll have Wesley Ure and Kathy Coleman, Mark Price,
Ah,
Duncan Watson, and Patricia Patz,
you're losing
Kevin
me.
Kelly, and Joe Davison.
Yeah.
I know who Wesley and Kathy are. None of the others.
Yeah.
You might as well just been saying Herkimer McDermott, Ernie McDermott and Herkimer Snurt.
Actually,
like
you know
me and
Parker
the
Steven. You know Parker Stevenson.
yeah. Parker Stevenson's Can't
No.
Lose. I remember that show.
Now Parker Posey would be interesting. I'd like to meet her. She used to be hot, especially remember her in the Dairy Queen uniform?
I
Well,
remember
she
her
would-
looking like she weighed about 75 pounds. I mean, cute, but my God, like olive oil. But no, it was this morning in the morning show. The morning show with Steve Jarrett. He never promotes our show, but I'll still promote his. And he said, "What the heck did he say?" Drat. Of course, I can't remember now because my brain don't work no more. But the mountains of I guess Colorado, the Grand Tetons.
That's in Wyoming.
That's Wyoming.
Well, who cares? But he called them the Grand
We do,
Tetons,
because
and
I had to study
I
that.
said in chat Teton, and then of course Timmy posts something else after that, and then 3 or 4 lines down, I tried it again. Teton, and like a flash, Timmy's there putting something else because Steve never reads above the very bottom line of chat.
Well, gee whiz, I only post like 3 chats a month there.
Oh,
you know?
you were going crazy this morning.
You know why I thought that would me being involved, that maybe he'd play a fucking Apology None song once in a while. It didn't work.
So if you want to do
Anyway,
a photo
what else do you have in your
so if you actually want a photo with Wesley Ure and Kathy Coleman, advanced purchase is necessary at the Bartow Civic Center. All photos will be scheduled and printed on site. Please bring ID and proof of purchase.
That's weird. I've got enough photos of them fucks. All I need to do is just say hi to them. But that is odd. What do you gotta like? Can you even meet them? You gotta. This is weird shit there. What's going on? What is this thing you got going on? Gosh, Chuck, there.
Nothing. I'm just reading the BartowCon thing.
I know, but I gotta blame it on somebody.
Yeah. Well, blame it on Steve since he's not here.
I know, right? We'll figure it out.
Did you know Shaq only made 1 3-pointer in his entire career?
More than I did.
That's not my language. You're speaking German or something. You know what? Maybe I will contact Kathy or someone and just ask, hey, we'd like to see you, but it says reservations. Do we have to get reservations? She probably
No, it
wouldn't
says
even
for
know.
the photo. If you want the photo op, if you want to take a photo op with them, you have to buy the photo in advance, and then they print it on scene.
Oh, I think that's everywhere. It's like you could meet Vicki Lawrence and get a selfie with her with your own camera and your own money. But if you wanted a photo op, that's like, my eyeballs are going nuts. What the hell? Turn on this light. But if you wanted to see her in the mama wig, that that's probably an advanced purchase thing.
Yeah.
Where you get the picture with the whole family, except the one you really wanted to meet was Floofy Ken Berry.
Yeah.
I would have liked him. I always liked Ken Berry. I would have liked to have met him. He just floofied too young. He probably smoked.
The man who founded Atari also founded Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
I say false.
And Atari was founded in San Francisco or thereabouts. He just wanted it to sound Japanese.
Oh, really?
I thought that was cooler or something.
I thought Atari was founded in Utah.
How the hell would I know? But I think it was. No, you don't have computers in Utah.
Oh, okay.
They're not allowed.
But in Aurora, there was a park called Utah Park.
Mm-hmm. Had a big pool
That we
with a
used to
balloon
go-
over it.
It had a pool with a balloon over it, and it had a really neat playground. And it was a fun place to go. In fact, my school went on a field trip there, a swimming field trip when I was in the first grade. And that was the first time I was ever in the locker room thing with the dilly hanging out. So that was weird. It was a weird experience.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
like
that was
no one made fun of you because everyone else did too. So it was still weird.
Yeah.
Does it still have the pool with a balloon over it?
Oh, I have no idea.
Years ago.
Probably a different balloon by now.
No, it was founded in Sunnyvale, California.
That's what I thought.
Mm.
Oh, you said Frisco. Was that a different place in
No,
Sunnyvale?
I said Utah.
Oh, okay. Is that what is Napa Valley or Silicon Valley? Is it the same place?
No.
Is that all
Napa
San
Valley's
Francisco?
north. Napa Valley's a wine country. That's up. It's you've got to cross the Golden Gate and go north, and it's there. And then Silicon Valley is basically Santa Clara County, which is on the San Francisco Peninsula, but south of the city, and that's where I was born and raised. And my dad really wanted to move to Hawaii when he retired, so instead of being in on the ground floor of Silicon Valley, I was in on the ground floor in the shittiest part of Hawaii. Thanks, Dad.
Hey, at least he didn't move to fucking Colorado.
Debatable. No, he wanted to go to Tahiti, and my mom put her foot down. So fuck that shit.
Can you imagine where Tony
would
B
you
at?
have
if they
rather
went to
gone to
Tahiti?
Would you rather gone there?
Tahiti?
Yeah.
It's a foreign country. Hell with it.
So?
Foreign countries. I hate foreigners.
Well, there's my answer. I had to ask.
And Tahiti's like 20 feet wide, and it's like just three guys with a coconut tree, and then it's just like nothing.
Yeah, they've been like living on Gilligan's Island. It's like you might have had Mary Ann there. And the house.
Hardly. No,
Hey,
I used to
Floater
watch. I
Fiji,
used to
that's
watch
about-
Gilligan's Island reruns in Hawaii, and I really felt for him trying to get off the island.
Yeah, but if they had gone off the island, they just ended up in Hawaii, which they did.
Well, I guess.
Iceland has a dating app that stops you from hooking up with your cousin.
Yeah. There's only 20 people there.
So the Onion, back when they were actually funny before they got political, had a story about that everybody in Iceland was complaining because there was a dog barking. Well, I thought it was funny.
It was. I was laughing. I'm just not loud about my laughing.
Yeah.
Okay. It's better when you read stuff and hear it from
Yeah, there you go.
57 Debbie trying to remember it.
Who's Debbie?
That one that did Dallas.
Oh.
My dad had that VHS when we were kids, little kids. What?
I think there was such a thing as VHS when my dad was alive.
I would suppose that had been about 1982, 83 when we would like watch some of Debbie Does Dallas. I wasn't that interested in it.
Just
Yeah.
remember, Hershey's chocolate syrup, Ritz crackers, Dum Dums, and Oreos are all vegan.
Good. That's why I don't even get near them.
You know, Hershey's chocolate syrup and Ritz crackers.
So they're not made out of anything good.
Well, they make that sound like it's healthy, vegan. Okay, so it could be cardboard. You can be eating a cardboard box. It's not.
Well, no, because
vegan.
the cardboard has got like beeswax on it or something like that, or I don't know.
Oh, does
It could
it?
be beeswax.
Well, no, vegan. What do vegans? They can't have honey.
I can't eat animal products or anything. No, it's just because the bees are inconvenienced.
Well, what about sugar cane? That's made from plants.
Okay. Yeah, that's about all they can have is sugar. That's why vegans
Well,
are
it just
so,
you know
healthy
what
looking.
plants are alive too. If you eat a pear, that pear is still alive. At least when we kill a monkey and eat it, we kill it first. If you eat a pear, it's still alive and it could be screaming, but you can't hear it scream. And to me, it's worse to eat a pear because it's still living and you're biting into it alive.
You know what? I enjoy my pears.
Well, I enjoy pears too, except when I'm thinking they're screaming.
If your pears are screaming
Or-
at
or
you, you
when
got
I'm-
other problems.
See that adds a whole new level of stress on eating strawberries now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, or when they're watching me sleeping like my potatoes do.
want to take a
There you
guess
go.
what the first commercially pressed CD was in the United States?
Brothers in Arms, Dire Straits.
Wrong answer.
Well, that was the first thing that was triple digital recorded DDD.
I remember when that was the thing when you looked for the little ADD or the DDA or the ASS or whatever.
Yeah,
little
boy,
thing
that's
on the
been a
bottom.
long time. I think there was a damn Yankees CD I got that was DAD. That was a very interesting one. You record it in digital, put it in analog, and back on the CD. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
first
give us the
CD,
answer.
the first CD pressed in the U.S. was Bruce Springsteen's "Born in the USA."
Oh, that's disgusting. You
Yeah.
wash your mouth out with soap.
And we
Sorry.
just had the anniversary of
What a
MTV.
shit!
I
What a
guess
shit
81.
album. What?
Yeah. The anniversary of the of MTV. I guess it was like 44 years ago or some crap. And of course, we all know the first video they played was the Bugles, or at least that's how
The
Big Bob
Bugles.
calls them.
Yeah, if you can actually watch on YouTube the first episode of MTV, it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
We
takes
all,
you
we all
back
had a
to
crush
kind of
on Martha Quinn.
who
She
did?
was good looking.
The what was it? MTV turned 44 years old. We want to thank them for 10 years of music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did get out of hand, didn't it?
Speaking of
video
they
killed the
even
radio.
still
Well, video killed the radio star. Who killed the video star? What band
Radio,
killed MTV?
Radio.
radio killed.
Yeah.
If radio
It's
killed
like
MTV,
CD.
it
It's
didn't
like
last-
it's like CDs killed the vinyl, and then vinyl came back and killed CD.
No, I would say MP3 downloads killed.
Speaking about an
CDs.
MTV tie-in, you ready for this one?
Uh-oh.
What?
Abercrombie and Fitch, you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
No.
Actually paid MTV to make sure that the cast of Jersey Shore didn't wear any of their clothes during the show.
Because
Our friend Vinny
Vinny.
Zumo had a. Go ahead.
No, you were already in the middle of it.
Well, I just said
I
our
was gonna
friend
be-
Vinny Zumo is. Our friend Vinny Zumo's cousin was on Jersey Shore, and he talked about how he made him say things he wasn't. That it was just so fake. That they made him do things he'd never do and stuff.
Because as we know, reality TV is not.
Tony's the expert.
happened-
He was the only one of us that's actually been on a reality TV show. So
And
I just said you were the expert. You
Yeah,
you were the
I
only
said
one
that.
on our show. You
I
said they were full of shit.
Just wave tie. Yeah, well, Abercrombie and Fitch in the old days, like 100 years ago, they used to be like the serious outdoorsmen's kind of outfitters. They had clothes for like like Commander McBragg, who would go hunting in Africa or whatever the heck, those guys. And then somebody bought them out about 20 years ago, and they said, we're going to make stuff for gay guys now.
They went woke before it was woke.
Because I remember walking by their things in malls, and it's like all the pictures are like, ew. I mean, Steve would love it. I mean, Steve probably hangs out there all the time. Oh, here's the guy with the sock puppet.
Was this Twilight Zone or something?
It's 0 Hour. It's
Oh,
before they
okay.
had the fish.
Is that the boy that goes into the cockpit and accuses a basketball player of being a fake or whatever, being bad?
Well, no, because in 0 Hour, it's a football player, not a basketball player. Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch. It's a football.
Oh, really? When they
football dude.
showed him getting dragged off in those big socks, I thought those were like basketball things. What do I know about sports ball? I'm the last one to ask. I know
Well, you're
God
talking about
shucks a
airplane. I'm
whole
talking
lot.
about this thing, which is the inspiration in the original, and in some ways funnier.
Cotton candy was invented by a dentist.
Aha.
Why?
So try and drum
supposed
up
to be?
business.
Mm-hmm.
Cotton candy's weird. It's like eating insulation on a stick.
But it's
Yeah,
good.
but tasty insulation.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys ever really like snow cones?
Depends,
Yeah,
you know.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all right.
Because I've had some. I mean, the problem is, the syrup only penetrates about the first quarter inch of it, and the rest of it you just got a ball of ice.
Well, that's why you hang outside the little stand where they give you the snow cone. Every time you eat down that thing, you get more squirted on there.
Ah,
Yeah, but then you're missing out on the long lines to get on the rides.
Is all the juice goes to the bottom.
Yeah. That's kind of like the slushies in 7-Eleven. Weren't they always good? I always like the Coke slushy.
yeah.
They were good. I do
Well,
remember
they're
when
the
they were.
flavors mixed all the way through. They don't just give you like a ball of ice and then
Squirt shit on top.
squirt a little crap. Yeah,
Did they still even make those?
I'm sure.
Yeah, Hawaii. I see Hawaiian ice vendors all over the place.
Shave ice, they call it over there.
Yeah, shaved ice or Hawaiian ice. We got a couple of.
When he says they used to get free snow cones after softball games. I think I've only had them at like amusement parks and stuff. But I remember Icy's. Remember the polar bear at Kmart? The polar bear. I used to have a polar bear kite, an icy kite, when I lived in Kansas City. Isn't that neat? Isn't that so 70s? That was so neat. I wish I still had it. I bet you can't even find one on eBay anymore. That's so long ago. And my dad, he had we had three inflatable kites.
Ah,
We had a Superman one and a Batman one. I think I had the Superman one. Dare had the Batman one, and my dad had one that was shaped kind of like a T, and it had tiger stripes, like black
nice.
and yellow tiger stripes. And that kite was my favorite, and you can see it in a lot of the Apology None stuffs. It's basically because Scott Chalk, he notices kind of the backgrounds in the movies. That tiger striped inflatable kite is there a lot.
Ah,
That's all.
No, actually, Bartow, Florida. Speaking of that, is actually real close to Tampa. It's actually right outside Brandon. It's pretty.
Okay,
It's
so-
pretty well south of Orlando.
is it like just about a mile from Texarkana?
Pretty close.
Should we try to go to the con, or should we just maybe I say we'd like to see you, and you want to like meet for lunch or something? I'd like to see them at the con, but I don't want to keep paying for autographs when I got their autographs like 30 times already in their picture.
Yeah. At this point, they've kind of lost their luster.
I wouldn't say lost their luster. I consider them friends.
Yes, because
Although I really think that I think that Wesley must have said something to Steve because Steve gets really defensive when we talk about Wesley. So I don't know what the hell's going on with that situation. I was kind of hoping we'd get him on the show again.
Yeah.
Oh well, guys, I don't know. I was thinking I was going to make it to 10, but I got to get up at 1 in the morning.
Why in the
don't
hell do you have to get up at
abandon
1 in
us.
the morning?
What?
Why do you got to get up at 1 in the morning for?
Right, because our plane takes off at 6:10 in the morning from Orlando, and Orlando they tell you to be there 2 hours early because it's Orlando.
Well, because it's any airline nowadays. Shit.
Well, Orlando's got Disney World, and it's the end of the summer, and I guess right now it's pretty, nutty.
Well, who's going to come in and join us and take Goshawk's place? You can only leave if we get someone in to take your shift.
Yeah.
Wendy,
There's only one person watching, so
shit.
and I know you told us to stop doing that, so
Stop doing what?
counting how many people are watching the show.
Oh, that's back when I thought we had a prayer.
Yeah.
No, the show's just pretty much about us at this point, It's
Yeah.
just,
I haven't given up yet because
I was hoping it would go
Transformers-
viral because, well, the problem is we're not stupid enough. Because if they're really stupid people on YouTube, man, they get a crazy following. There's this guy whose face looks like somebody's rear end, and
Blackface?
his name is King Cobra, and he's the weirdest, most disgusting, strange, and he has a following on YouTube you would not believe.
Well, is he just that good?
Oh, he's great. He like, oh, I had this bag of McDonald's I got like a week ago. Let me see if it's still any good, and he starts eating it. I mean, it's
So he's
what
a
the old
punk.
carny people would call a geek. You know, the old definition of geek.
Mm-hmm.
What's the old definition of geek, Tony? I consider a geek a nerd.
No, nothing.
No, different
No.
people.
Geeks are the what's in the carnival. You know, carnies. You know,
Yeah.
where the strange people go, the sideshows, and they'll
Yeah.
like eat lizards and they'll eat rats and stuff and chicken gizzards and stuff and just what the
Nerd
fuck?
is actually a Dr. Seuss term. Dr. Seuss actually started that word.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they used to be completely different because geeks are just disgusting and weird.
Well, if you got to leave, hey, Wendy, you want to join us? You don't have to show your face because a lot of people don't want to, like Darren didn't want to because they're shy.
Yeah.
So
Where is your brother? Where's he at?
I gave him a link. You know, Darren just sometimes he doesn't look at the email. Like the last time Putt was on the show, the next morning he said, "Damn it," because he just saw my email about inviting him.
Well, I'm still here for the moment, so.
All right. Boy, it's tough with just me and Tony. Shit. We did the
Yeah.
whole thing last week and it was tough.
That drive from Titusville during those thunderstorms last week sucked ass.
Yeah, I got hammered in North Georgia and South Georgia on my way home.
See,
I tell you what,
that would be a Putt song, man. I got hammered in South Georgia.
I'll tell you when we went and saw Putt this weekend, from the time we entered the state of Georgia to the time we left the state of Georgia, it rained on us.
Getting a lot of rain there.
Yeah,
Get crap down here.
that's a rainy night in Georgia.
So I just saw a link, Tony. This will make you laugh. They say that the new burger chain is taking over In-N-Out Burger in California. I was like, no, it's not. Trust me.
And no,
Which
they're
one?
not moving the headquarters to Cleveland
No,
or
it's the
wherever
East-
stupid
it's-
ass place. It's just the lady who owns it is moving her family there.
Well, they're moving
the headquarters is right over
Yes.
there.
The main headquarters is going to stay in Baldwin Park, California. I did more research on
Which
this.
is here.
They are actually opening another what they call their Eastern Division headquarters in Franklin, Tennessee.
Ah,
But the main headquarters is going to stay in Baldwin Park, California.
right
I wonder if that means
there.
I'll see one eventually.
there.
Yes.
So Wendy asked the question because she wasn't here.
Like literally within walking distance, even for me. And I don't walk like I used to.
I figure I'll let you answer it, Wendy. I mean, got shot.
Putt's not doing well, Wendy. I'm actually, according to the hospice nurse, it's actually that he's lasted this long since Saturday. So I went and actually saw him physically on Saturday, and I was planning on, conversing with him and taking a picture, and neither happened. He is not in any shape to. I mean, they've got him on the meds to help ease his passing, if that gives you any indication, understanding of what he's going through right now. His whole family's there. So just that's where we're at. I hate to say this because I'll be the first one to jump for joy, but I'm just sitting pretty much waiting for the notification from Jen day by day. So
Yeah.
That's tough. Goodness. I can't believe it. mean, I think, we kind of always expected something would happen with all this kind of the roller coaster ride, but still, it's just hard to stomach.
Yeah.
I sure am glad we got him in the movie and stuff,
And he did eventually, because he said last time he was on the show, he said he did get to see the movie, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I did see your picture on Facebook tonight, Wendy, of you and Ratchet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we miss Ratchet too. Goodness.
Yeah.
You would have been an interesting guest on BabbleGab.
Yeah.
They've
We
been like
each ought to-
having Yosemite Sam on our
we
show.
each ought to try to find somebody to be a guest on our show.
Yeah. Well, since you're her best bud, Gottschalk, now that you're her best bud, maybe you could get Lauren on the show.
Yeah, because I talk to her so much.
Because she was, we were doing the show on Sunday, and she said, "Oh, maybe I should do a comedy show." And I'm thinking,
Well, this ain't it.
Wait a second. Don't be like that. If we got a chance to have even a guest, get the guest.
yeah,
And if she's eye candy, even better. But
yeah.
Well, if she's any smart, she'll look up our analytics on thing and see our 3 people that watch the show every week.
oh, she's not smart. Come on.
Oh,
I'm just
Right
kidding,
after
Lauren,
she
if
looks
you're
at
watching this.
our analytics on the shopping show.
I mean,
Oh.
at any given time, it's more than us, but I think when I look at it, it's only like 17 on YouTube or something like that.
No, well, no. Facebook. YouTube, we
Right.
generally get over 100, which, I mean,
But it's the
Over
same
100.
but it's like the same 5 chatters on there that know
When we're on
Anything
when it's Transforama week, we had like 10 chatters in last week. It was pretty
Yeah.
good. I mean,
All
it was
at once,
short-lived,
too.
but it was pretty good. And if we
Yeah.
had someone like Lauren or somebody else that was kind of young, they might have stayed. I don't know. What do I know? I'm not an expert, but I did get Neb. We're working out some stuff with Neb.
yeah.
I mean, he can't be a regular because of his schedule, but we're going to try to do some segments with him.
So you get Neb and Tony can get Lauren, and
I don't know, you can get Lauren.
yes, because again, I talk to Lauren so much.
Yeah. Well, your Facebook.
Well, who
buds.
can you get, Gottschalk? Tony can get Lauren.
I don't know. I'll figure something out. I don't know. I'll try to get Kaylee Kawako again. So
There you go, Kuko.
Uko
Can you
Kawako.
get that? Can you get that waitress from Beef O'Brady's?
Yeah. Or beefaroni.
I don't even know who she was. I just trying to make that joke.
Or the
will never
elephant
die.
from Hungry Elephant.
The Hungry Elephant.
Everybody says they see John Travolta around Ocala, because he lives not too far from here, and
But isn't he like bald
I
now?
forget that he lives around there.
yeah, he's got his own little airport for his airplane.
Yeah.
Right, lives in the airport cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And that Spinal Tap, what they did, director commentary with them in character for the Spinal Tap movie on the DVD. It's hilarious. And they talked about Nigel's castle that they were doing their interview in front of.
Ah.
He said, "What happened to that castle?" And he says, "Oh, they chopped it up and made a roadway cul-de-sac out of it."
Ah.
And David St. Hubbins says, "A roadway cul-de-sac." I guess you had to be there. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I
They
know
were
who I'll
really-
try to find, because he lives like 30 minutes down the road here. But Gary Berghoff apparently lives in Crystal River, Florida. So,
I
Ah.
don't know who he is, but get him on here.
I heard he
But they
was a
said,
jackass, though.
but people say they see him walking his dog like every day. He's,
Ah, okay.
Was he like some political story?
No, he was the radar on MASH, but he
Oh.
was. The stories I've heard is that he was because he was a stage actor and he felt like he was a cut above the rest of the cast.
So he might, but he
Everybody
wouldn't
thought
be
was an
above us.
asshole.
With him, Gottschalk, it's kind of like Mark Lindsay, the lead singer of Paul Revere and the Raiders, Cherokee people and all that. I think he lives in my little neck of the woods in my
Yeah.
town. And I'm the same way. it's like I would love to get him on the show or at least meet him, but it's like
Now there's a
he never responds to any of my comments on his Facebook or anything.
now
But
there's a
the
little
guy,
town. Oh, sorry.
what? Go ahead.
I said there's a little town just east or just west of here too, between us and Crystal River called Beverly Hills, Florida. And apparently Stormy Daniels lives there. Maybe I can,
Ah,
I don't care. Get anyone you want. Get freaking Rosie O on our show. I don't care.
No, then I'll just quit.
No, the thing with like Mark Lindsay is we had the same physical therapist, and he says I told him that I was disappointed because he never responds to any of my Facebook comments or anything, and he says, "Oh, he doesn't get on Facebook. It's his wife that does all that."
ah.
And Deb said the same thing about Duncan Foyar. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
And if you're still listening, Steve, get back on and you get a guest.
Yeah.
What the hell
Steve
is
used
that?
to be really good about it. He got us some really good movie stars and stuff on our Wrong Channel show.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, I hate you all. I'm not going to do anything for you anymore." That guy's too well dressed to be a pilot. Is he like the passenger?
Well, no, it's the same plot as Airplane. So he's the Robert Hayes character.
Have you ever been to a Turkish prison?
Yeah.
No, I think he's
the one with the
wo-
drinking problem.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay. Yeah.
See, because he's
The
a
guy that's
pilot,
not a
but
pl-
he's a fighter pilot from World War II, and his whole squadron all went into the ground because he like misjudged the altitude or some crap. And now they're throwing him at the controls of a DC-4, and he knows how to fly a single-engine plane. Not really that good at big old airliners.
Do you watch movies about gladiators?
Yeah,
I think the Steve Miller Bland had a song
Yeah.
called Big Ol' Airliner or something. Big Ol'
Mhm.
Airliner.
Big old jet airliner.
now see, they wouldn't be running the windshield wipers up at altitude. Those are only really for on the ground or.
Why wouldn't you use it at altitude if there's rain?
The rain's not going to stick on the windshield. You're going 250 miles an
We had
hour.
windshield wipers on helicopters, and we still didn't use them after we got up to speed because
Yeah,
the water just went off the windshield.
yeah.
The thing I didn't like about those Army helicopters is when they fly over, the Army men always stick down their pants and moon us,
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
did
guess-
that quite a bit actually. It was funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I've never been up in a helicopter.
I was a crew chief on a Huey. We used to fly over soldiers that were like in the field. We'd have a Coke in our hand and stuff like that, and as we fly by them, we'd hold the Coke out, to them and show it to them while they were flying by.
Yeah.
I was only on one. It was a Dragonfly helicopter like you see on MASH. It was a
Yeah,
$10
those are the early
ride.
ones.
What?
Piston-driven helicopter.
Yeah.
But yet, I mean, when I went on that little Dragonfly one for like $10, it was like they're like, "How long were you in the air?" "Oh, probably about 5 minutes."
Yeah.
"Oh, you got ripped up." I'm like, "That's the best $10 I ever spent." What are you talking about?
Oh,
The guy
Blue
risked his
Origin-
life putting me up there for $10. I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
I actually want to go up to Hampton, Georgia. They actually got the Army Heritage Foundation up there, and they actually do rides on Hueys, and I'd love to fly in a Huey one more time, just
Well, let's do it together. Well, we don't have to kiss and stuff. But
Well,
Like-
it was like this
like-
Blue Origin, the Bezos's bullshit, where they send them. I think an altitude of like 50 miles or something like that is technically space. So they get them. You're now just barely in space. Up, let's go. And
they say we're
now."
astronauts. We're just as special as John Glenn and all this shit.
I thought it was like 100,000 feet. If you hit 100,000 feet, it was because when the SR-71 and stuff like that would go above, if it got up above a certain altitude, the pilots were authorized to wear the space ribbon on their uniforms.
Well, 50
And
times 52.
Wendy Lou did say, "I'm sorry to hear
It's
that Putt is a great
264,000.
guy. I will continue praying for him and his family. And I think my uncle was on a Chinook in Vietnam. I heard the name. I'm not sure what that is."
That's the
Chinooks are
twin rudder.
the big double
Oh
blade.
yeah, of course, of course. That's what the president rides in, basically.
No, it's not.
I didn't know.
I thought they had a double prop helicopter for the president.
No, that's a CH-50. That's a modified CH-53 Sea King.
Oh, same difference.
Oh,
Well, they
President's
had one.
helicopter.
They had one. Yeah, basically the Black Hawk, but they didn't like it because it didn't have enough headroom.
Yeah. You
The
basically have
older
to be able to
helicopter
stand
had
up.
more.
Never mind.
The new presidential helicopter that they're commissioning that'll take over is actually a foreign-built helicopter.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
cool. That makes sense. Get Chinese helicopters in here.
Who authorized that?
You
It's
did.
been in the make.
Don't you
It's been in
remember?
the makings for like 10 years.
I don't care. So it was Obama. You know what?
Now this guy on the TV, he's the guy who does the voiceover introduction on the A-Team, the TV series A-Team. In 1972, a bunch of these guys got drunk and stole a bunch of gold. That was
I'll
it.
go get a refill. Be right back.
All right.
What was his name?
The hell would I know?
Well, you're the one giving us the information.
The name's not important. It's just like that's the guy, and he's like doing like a bad Elvis there on the movie. Now I was watching this thing a few minutes ago, and they had the rain on the windshield, and the rain was going down the windshield. Dude, you're flying through the air at 250 or whatever the heck it is. The rain is not coming down the windshield.
Yeah, I was thinking of the dancing guy. There was a guy named PJ or PB Proby or something.
PJ Proby?
Something like that. He was I guess he was an American singer like Elvis, but not Elvis. And he went to England and was really popular there with the chicks. And his pants split when he was on stage and he got blackballed and his career was over. I just thought
Now
that was an
that's a
interesting
career enhancement.
You would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe his junk was small. I don't know what the hell happened, but yeah, it's that ended his career. You know what? They say Americans are prudes, but I would say that the British were too for that to happen.
Yeah, it doesn't make it.
I'm
must
sure-
have,
I'm
it
sure
might
he
have
had
been like
his-
1952 or something like that before. Because nowadays it's like crap. They're just all over the place.
Yeah, Gracie said, I know I said this before. She watched Eddie Money concert and he slid
Mhm.
across the stage and split his pants. Look at that. Look at that.
And everybody applauded. That
No,
helped
he
his
just
career.
he just said, "I split my pants." At least own up to it, you dig. Uh, so what do you all think about that Jesus Christ superstar in the Hollywood Bowl with that weird person playing Jesus? I argued with you guys before about it because I didn't like that musical to begin with. Because I thought they were cashing in on the passion, and you guys were all like, "Oh no, it's very artistic and neat. You just don't have an open mind." And I'm
What?
like, "Huh?
What?
I never,
That Jesus
I
Christ
never
Superstar
said
play."
words like that in my entire.
It might have been. I don't want to talk. It might have been Putt that was about that, but
Oh, okay.
we used to argue about it because I got Jill actually wanted me to be in the film in the play. But at the same time, I was actually in a real passion play for my church. I was playing Judas for my church.
Oh,
in a
you weren't going to
passion
be
play.
in this one here with the crazy, like, bug lady. I almost
they want-
thought that you were going to be in that production.
No, I wasn't in that Jesus Christ Superstar, but
Yeah.
Jill wanted me to be in it, and I'm like, I turned it down to be in the church one because I was
Right.
already.
Now, I remember you saying that. I just, first, because you made it sound like you were going to be in that production with that
Oh.
cast.
Oh no. But that was
Weird.
that was kind of an argument. It's like it's I guess it was put, but
Yeah.
I know what when he was. Oh no, you're just not giving it a chance. It's a really good this and that, and basically everything I've heard
It
about
wouldn't have
it
been
is
me because I would never say anything like that.
yeah. Well, basically what I've heard about it because I don't know much about it except for that it's these people talking about it now is it's always been to provoke Christians. It's
Well, yeah.
always been
The
like to
first
make Jesus,
the
to
first
make
thing is
Judas
they.
out to be the sympathetic character and kind of the good guy,
Oh man.
and all this other stuff. So now that they got this devil actually playing Jesus, and it's freaky as heck with the long fingernails, and it's just like
Yeah.
for those you know, they got that one that played the witch in the Wizard of Oz. She's this black lady that's bald, and it's got these long fingernail things, and it's just like it's kind of insane. And they got that other guy playing Judas, the guy that Adam Lambert that was from American Idol, and then they had him. I guess he won the role as Freddie Mercury's replacement in Queen and stuff.
Ah. Okay.
But it's just it's a lot of people are just saying God will not be mocked. I mean, it's like it's
Yeah.
terrible. It's
Well,
I mean, I literally when I gave you a link to it, I literally when they showed the
yeah.
scenes,
I'm
I
not gonna
put
look
my
at it.
hand in front of the monitor between that and my face because I
Well, yeah.
couldn't.
I saw the still pictures. That was plenty enough for me. But no,
Yeah.
they actually did a production of that in my high school back in the '70s, and the thing was about even when they just do it straight up and normal. The whole play, the whole film, they forgot all about the resurrection.
Yeah, exactly.
No resurrection. What's the point?
Right. Even
I mean,
Passion
you're
of the
just some
Christ,
dude
they
that yeah.
yeah, I know. Even the Passion of the Christ, spoiler alert, it's like after the after the part of the cross, they do show kind of the resurrection. And these actually what we're gonna have a part two, we're gonna actually have a resurrection movie, which should be interesting.
Ah, because that was the whole point of it. Oh, and to answer your earlier question, the guy's the name is John Ashley, and he was actually a producer of the A Team, and then did the voiceover at the beginning of the show,
All right.
and he did the
They
singing
Now,
just
and
see
need
the
dancing.
only now see the only one, I've what was it, Jesus Christ and the Technicolor Dreamcoat or whatever it was? Or...
Yeah,
that was a different
that's
one, Joseph in the just
Yeah.
technical.
yeah.
I don't know anything about that play. I don't,
All
is
I
it
know is
even
Donny
biblical?
Osmond like does it like every year.
Well, I mean, they're very. I don't know if Latter-day Saints is considered Christian, but they're very religious. So I don't know.
They're Mormons.
Isn't that the same thing?
Yes,
Yes.
I just said I just gave you their specific religious, belief was they're Mormons.
Well, they wouldn't mock God, is what I'm saying. So I don't know about Joseph and the Technicolor Dream, if it's even religious, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, something about a coat of many colors. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean, Wesley Ure, he visited their place. I
Ah,
guess they had an apartment. That's where Wesley, because they helped him write songs for the third series, Land of the Lost season. And
ah.
these guys were in their like teens and 20s, and they still had those plastic things going over the outlets, to keep their fingers out. I made that part up. But
Oh, okay.
did one of the Osmonds floofy recently?
I believe so.
It wasn't
But I would
Donnie or
have to
Marie, but it was.
now one of the older ones.
Mhm.
I don't think it was
I think my
Marilyn.
cousin Judy, little Judy, I think she just, I think it all runs together, but she'd never met any celebrities except she met a couple Osmonds at something. I guess that was her, but it wasn't Donnie Marie. It was one of the other Osmonds.
Yeah. I don't even know. I
Like
mean,
Maurice.
yeah, no, it was Meryl was one of them. But if Molly were here, she'd be able to tell you all of them and how tall they are and everything. But she was real big on it.
I only have a
If
couple
Chrome
of
doesn't
celebrities,
crash
but
again, I'll be able to.
Yeah,
Although I think it's
when I
gonna
went to
crash.
Vegas with Molly and Deb, we all had our little things we wanted to do, and I regretted mine. But
Uh,
Molly wanted to see the Osmonds, and she took Molly to see the Osmonds. and Molly had wanted to do something else. She wanted to see someone else, but Molly won over. And they watched the Osmonds, and Molly at the end, Molly was like, "What did you think?" She's like, "I would have rather saw them." You know? And Molly thought that was so funny. Never mind. I guess she had to be there. I wasn't there
Well,
because I
Okay.
was lost.
I only
I
have a
guess one of the
couple
brothers' name
celebrities.
is Wayne Osmond, and he passed away.
I hope he didn't have two names. He'd have been a serial killer if Wayne was
Let's
his
see.
middle name.
I
That
met
was his
Steven
middle name.
Seagal.
Melvin Wayne Osmond. If he'd
Oh
gone by
no,
Melvin Wayne Osmond, he would have been a serial killer.
I know. What'd you say got shot?
I've met Steven
You met
Seagal.
everybody. You met Harrison Ford, and you
Yep.
met Bruce Willis and Demi Moore,
And
and you met uh, Hatfield from Spinal Tap.
from
Mhm.
Metallica.
Same
Yeah.
difference.
And Steven Seagal. And I'll tell you the
Katie
cutest one
Seagal.
I ever
Did he
met.
punch you in the stomach, Steven Seagal? I heard that's what he did.
He's kind of a butthole, but Ashley Judd was probably the cutest one I've ever met.
Ah,
I met I can't remember her name. I played Supergirl in the movie in like the 80s or
oh,
whatever.
Helen Slater.
Helen Slater, met her.
I'm disappointed in her. She
See,
didn't
if
go
I'm
all
trying
the
to
way
think of
in.
a name, it'll never come to me. But if you're trying to think of a name, it'll come to me instantly. How the hell does that work?
Met Kevin Costner.
Ah.
Oh, he doesn't count.
Well, no, when I was in
But-
Hawaii, a friend of mine was supplying the producers of Waterworld with junk and stuff to put, to use in the movie.
Mhm.
And then after
Sounds
the
like
movie
from
was shot,
hearing the horror stories, they didn't need to buy junk. It was just it's
they
like-
were buying old used spark plugs for $1 each.
Mhm.
The new ones cost that. But then because I worked for H&R Block, I did the taxes, and I got all these people coming in with W-2s from Central Casting. Now, up to that point, I thought Central Casting was just a phrase people used. No, it's an actual company. And
Where did you work
they were
at
all
H&R
extras
Block?
on the. Yeah,
Where did you work at H&R Block at?
in Hawaii and for one season in Southern California. I started there, I
my-
think, in '91, and my last tax season was '02.
My brother-in-law, who's 64, worked for H&R Block in Hawaii about the same time, and then worked for H&R Block in Los Angeles for a couple of years.
did they
Was he-
treat you?
he-
Did, I
was
mean,
he
did they
in Hilo?
train you to be in? Sorry, go ahead.
Was it in Hilo or Honolulu? Or?
I don't know where he was at, but if you know anybody by the name of Alan Myers,
Yeah, this rings a slight bell, but then that's. No, when I was taking my basic tax class, it was 1991,
Mhm.
and December rolls around, and December 7th rolls around, and it's the 50th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. And there were these two older gentlemen in my class. And one of them says, I was there at Pearl Harbor. And the other guy says, oh, yeah, I was there too. So I took my tax class with not one, but two Pearl Harbor survivors. I think one was on board a ship and one was on shore.
Do they like teach you to be a butthole there? Because
No.
I only used them once. That guy Isaac that was on our show once, he kept recommending, "Oh, you and Gracie need to use my H&R agent, H&R Block." It's the first time I ever used them, and she was rude, and she didn't do us any favors. We owed more than we'd ever owed before. We might as well have just not done anything. And then it's the only time I ever used them. And then one time I asked Tony for a little tax advice, and he's like, "No." He just gave me this rude thing. I'm like, they teach you to be buttholes there.
I've used
I
H&R
remember that
Block for
somewhat
probably
differently.
10, 15 years, and they get us money back every year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless you're in business for yourself, if you're just working and getting a W-2, there's not really a hell of a lot they can do with it.
Yeah, you got to have some like other stuff involved.
Yeah.
Well, we had farm expenses and stuff at the time. And now I've got like the YouTube revenue. I just use TurboTax. Fuck the others.
Problem is with TurboTax that we discovered because we look at it every year, is TurboTax for whatever reason just doesn't keep their software up to date with some of some of the tax laws, and you get screwed out of stuff.
Hmm. I actually
Or
use
at least
H&R Block online these days,
Mhm.
but
What's that behind you got, Chuck? Is that a real picture? Or is that
Just a
like
light.
AI or huh?
I don't know. It's just a lightning bolt that I found. That was
what
kind of
was that
cool looking.
thing? I was looking at something on the news and it said there was a lightning bolt that went 570 miles.
Oh yeah, like it was like across like Oklahoma and Kansas, and the longest known lightning chain, at least in the United States. It started like over northern Texas, went across Oklahoma and into Kansas. I mean, it was like it was a
What
cloud
is it just keep
cloud.
does it just keep picking up another bolt and it just like it's like our chain of rubber bands basically?
Could be, I don't know.
So I know it's very hard to get a picture of lightning because you don't know when it's going to happen. And
Well, you saw that bolt that I took. It was pretty good.
yeah,
It was really good actually. It was like a once in a lifetime picture, I guess.
yeah.
Um, and it looks like it looked like it went up from the ground and branched out, but it didn't. It was just we lived on a mountain and I was looking up. Um,
Ah.
my dad
Oh,
used to argue with me over that. He was like, "No, lightning bolts, they start from the ground and go up." And I'm like, full of
Depends on the charge.
yeah.
well, I just told it I just told him he's full of grape sherbet.
Oh, okay.
They do
Because
have they do
it's like a
have
tree. A tree branches out and it grows fingers as it goes out. They branch out from the top and go down. That's just how it works. Now, if you look at lightning in slow motion, they do have slow motion of lightning.
yeah.
And yeah, there's things that come out of the ground as it goes down. It kind of meet up, but it's still
You know, like
kind of
stalactites and stalagmites.
basically, but it still comes out of the sky and meets them, sort of. It's a weird phenomenon.
Well,
Yeah.
it depends on where the positive negative charge is at. They
Yeah.
do have occurrences of lightning going from the ground up to the sky. They do sky down to the ground, cloud
Well,
to
you know
cloud.
what? There's always that one, but still, I mean, generally, I look at what the fingers are doing.
The
Mhm.
coolest thing I like watching. Do you ever watch the live feed of the ISS
I don't
over
even know what the
over
ISS is.
the
International
International
Space
Space
Station.
Station? And I'm watching some of the live feeds, and I'm watching for sprites. Those are cool as hell to see.
What's that?
So when
Fairies?
lightning strikes down out of the cloud, they actually have like a red cone that comes up out of the top of the clouds and stuff where the lightning's at, and they're called red sprites.
I'll have to check it out. I haven't seen that.
Oh, this
The
is
one thing
where they whack
I
the
think the
lady.
only go ahead.
This is where they whack the lady.
Oh, okay. Well, the closest thing I ever saw to it would be like I like looking at the live cams of trains sometimes. Those are fun.
Ah.
Like the front of a train.
What did we say earlier, Steve?
We said a lot of things earlier.
Yeah, we keep. Yep. I'm gonna have to get with Steve. I'm gonna be down in Clearwater, Largo area in
Ah,
the next
good.
couple weeks.
Hey, Steve, so we might be looking at September uh Fanboy Expo in Orlando.
Or this
And
new
it
one, or
looks
this new one in Bartow.
yeah, it looks like Wesley and Kathy will be in Bartow in what, October?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to commit too much for October because supposedly that's really when the film festival season starts. But I'm not holding my breath over it. I don't want to like ruin plans because of it. Because
And then that's the October 18th when we're gonna do put celebration of life if we need to do that.
where is that going to be? Your place? Where is that?
Don't know yet. We just picked the date. I'm sure it's gonna be up in Georgia.
Oh, okay. As long as it's not in fucking Colorado.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
Waterloo
Speaking of
said
that very
Bartow is in November. Okay.
Yeah.
so here you go, Timmy. You know, speaking of that very word you just used, true or false, the word fuck was once said over 1,000 times in one movie.
Yeah. It was,
Actually, according to actually, they say false, but SwearNet, the movie, came close with the word appearing 935 times.
yeah,
That's almost like a trick question, isn't it?
and Scarface, they got pretty close.
Yeah.
What's a rerun?
What are you talking about?
I'm gonna come over there and whack you.
What?
You got to get on the show, Steve. No, I was trying to say earlier, a long time ago, Steve, others, Six, Molly and Six had this little place that they rented up, way up in the mountains up there. And that was the only time I've ever seen bears out in the wild.
Did they shit in the woods?
Probably, but there was just like two like medium young ones, not cubs, but not full grown either, but no mommy around, just kind of being bears.
They
you
were
know.
latchkey bears,
Yeah.
bear cubs. Yeah. I think when they're young, they're called piglets.
No, don't think so.
So, Timmy, true or false? If you play Stairway to Heaven backwards, you can hear satanic messages.
I'd say false. That sounds like something Jimmy Swaggart would have come. Oh, he floofied recently.
Did he? Hmm.
I do believe so.
Oh, and Tom Lehrer, of course, you know who Tom Lehrer is. It's the aluminum and barium and stimulium and natadium and this and natadium, and I can't remember any other. And the poisoning pigeons in the park and
I don't know.
really. Okay, Steve, you're gonna have to play some Tom Lehrer for Timmy tomorrow morning if he shows up, and also play some Apology None when he's there, because otherwise he starts to sulk. Like this chick here.
Is she the one that had the horse in her bed?
I think so.
True or false? No one has ever guessed the exact price of their showcase on The Price is Right.
I say false because they get both showcases if they get it on the notch.
No, if they get within $500 or $100 or. Actually, it is false, though. It has happened only exactly once, though, in the show's history. And,
Oh.
of course, everyone accused him of cheating. By all accounts, it appears they have been legitimate, though.
Yeah, I told him that,
was-
Steve, but then I told him that, and then I said, "Oh, it was really, really, really." And then Timmy says, "That doesn't count."
Well, it doesn't.
Just say thank you.
I'm
Steve,
trying
and
to
be
promote a
happy.
new album for fuck's sake. So anyway,
Just say thank
yeah, what
and
were you
be
saying?
happy.
Price is Right. There's actually a documentary about the guy who like played the what do you call it? Played the system. Like watched so many Prices Rights that he figured out a mathematical formula and was able to get on the show. And I can't remember what exactly happened, but they had Bob Barker in the movie and he knew who the guy was and it was all in good spirits, really. He wasn't like
Oh,
arrested or anything. He actually became sort of a celebrity on a mini celebrity on the show or something because I don't think he ever like won the showcases and stuff. He just
Because I know they made that movie about that other game show dude back in the 50s, and I didn't see the movie. I remember the trailer. They were all standing around a Chrysler 300C, like like a 57 Chrysler 300, and that's all I remember.
I remember
I
my
think it was
grandma
called
watched
Quiz.
it.
The movie was called Quiz Show.
Quiz
but the
show.
Chrysler
Yeah, they had a
300 was the
movie
only
about
thing
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandma watched The Price is Right. This is probably 10, 12 years ago when I lived up there. And they gave away a 72 Monte Carlo,
Ooh, my
like mint
favorite.
condition. It was like, I guess it was a classic car dealer. And wow, what a car. I mean, they didn't give away anything that nice in 72. They give away Vegas and shit.
Oh yeah, they were great for that, or Gremlins and stuff, and they would
Yeah.
have to, and the contestant would have, "Yay, I got a Pinto!"
Yeah, I know. It was
Don't
just
let
they
it
just saw
match.
that license plate. They saw a new car, but it's like this was a classic car. I think I mentioned it to Tony before, and he's like, they probably wouldn't even know how to start it. You know?
That's true. I mean, I mean, who under the age of 40 has even driven a car with a carburetor?
I know, right? They don't know anything about pumping the gas pedal before you start it and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
See, I love
Gotchstocks
that. They showed the newspaper and they had two headlines, but all killed and the other one is all safe. You know, it's like so they're ready to go either way.
Well, we can wind this down before too long. What else you got, Gotchstock? I don't want to keep you up too long. And we got 16 minutes left.
16 minutes. When you load 16 minutes, what do you get?
True or
We left the
false?
show early last week because my back was hurting.
Yeah.
Because I
True or
was having to
false?
sit up on a
James
bed
Earl,
to do what?
true or false? James Earl Jones was offered the lead role in Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
I'll say yeah because I know nothing about Star Trek.
It's actually true. James Earl Jones was offered the job as Captain Cisco, but the role eventually went to Avery Brooks.
Yeah.
I don't know who
Yeah, I
any of
think
those
he's
are.
like a movie star. He's not going to work on some because serious television doing a new episode every week. That is a grind.
I thought
I
there
mean,
was
they
a
get
woman that
paid, but
played
it's
the
a
captain
grind.
on that show. Janeway?
No,
Wonder
Deep 6 9 was a space station, so it didn't go anywhere. And Cisco, I don't even think he was like a lieutenant colonel or some shit. He wasn't even a captain because it.
Wow, I didn't even know Deep Space Nine was a space station. Just
Yeah.
thought they
Yeah.
shows how much I know.
It was a space station that had been owned by the Kardashians, and there was still like makeup and shit everywhere.
Gross. Hey, I found a sticker of the Enterprise in my suitcase, and I remembered that look-alike that played Scott. The Scotty look-alike gave it to me,
Ah.
and I'd forgot about it. And I found it in the suitcase. Isn't that nice? Well, if you gotta leave, I gotta pee. So either I gotta pee and take a break, and we can finish the show, or we can end it.
Go
Well,
pee.
Okay, I'll be back.
GOP. No, Steve, it's just that really, it's just that because it was a collaboration and he hates all the people who collaborated with him. And so,
I'm with you, Steve.
you know, that's like a Hebrew thing. That's because Nimoy was saying that when he was in the synagogue, everybody was supposed to close their eyes, and then he kind of opened his eyes and looked up, and the rabbi was doing that. He thought, oh, one of them years from now, when I'm
May
playing
the
an
force be with
alien,
you.
yeah, years from now when I'm playing an alien, I'll use that hand symbol.
True or false? Woody Harrelson's father was a Secret Service agent who nearly prevented the death of President John F. Kennedy.
I kind of doubt it. But it's so goofy, it might be true.
Actually, it's false. Actually, Harrelson's father was an assassin who murdered a federal judge and claimed to have had a hand in the Kennedy assassination.
Oh, nice.
Though this
Oh,
claim has
nice.
been widely discredited.
Ah, okay. Because it was Warren Zevon. Warren Zevon's father was one of the bodyguards for Mickey Cohen, who was the big gangster who ran Los Angeles for decades.
I heard you guys say really, really, really. Are you talking about me?
Absolutely.
So is that
But
your son that
we
you
were
visit?
telling Steve that you don't like that song because all the people you collaborated with you hate now.
That's beside the point. It's just overplayed. And that's kind of part of the when I collaborate with people, that means there's at least like a third or a half of the song that I don't like. You know, it's just like I'm having a compromise. I don't play well with others.
Yeah.
I almost wish I'd never made Saturday.
We
What?
figured that.
I know.
we've experienced that.
That's part of being a bright spark.
Yeah.
So who are you visiting? Your son out there? Is that why you go to Arizona?
Actually, the reason why we're going out this time is I just happened to be. I went on to Southwest Airlines app, which I have on my phone because we're members of Southwest's group, and they had $69 one-way tickets for like a flash sale for one day. And I just happened to look,
You
and
have to be gay.
So you're not coming home?
so I just happened to look at the time frame, and it wasn't for like any time. It was like from these dates to these dates, and
Okay.
the Rockies just happened to be playing baseball in Arizona against Arizona, and I was like, I haven't seen a baseball game this year other than spring training. And
Sports ball?
yep,
You gonna watch that on TV?
I'm gonna go watch it in real life on Saturday night.
Yeah.
In that big stadium, that indoor stadium they got in Phoenix?
What?
I
No,
went to
baseball. You
a
can't play that indoors. That's communism.
I went to a baseball game when it was a work function, team building thing. And we went to a Diamondbacks versus, I guess, the Dodgers or something. And it was in this big stadium downtown, and it was huge. This
Yeah, it's
place was
Chase
huge.
Field. It's got the cover on top and everything. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Chase Field.
and-
That's Chase Field.
And we had skyboxes, and we had this unlimited popcorn and hot dogs and pop. It was unbelievable.
And
I've
so you
never
didn't
seen
even have to-
anything
you
like
didn't
it.
really need to watch the game.
I know I didn't watch the game. I was just enjoying all the freak, but it's just like you fill yourself
Yeah.
up in the first 5 minutes, and it's like, oh my gosh, I could just eat all night, but I filled myself up already. It's like, oh my gosh, it was good. It was nice. Wow.
Yeah. See, that's why, Gottschalk, that's why you need to get Lauren on the show because she's a huge sports fan, and she always talks about sports, and I'm always like, ooh.
Like I said, I was going to get her a hat this year. The New York Mets, spring training hat, and they only wear those hats for spring training, and then they're gone. But by the time I got here in Florida to go get a hat, I mean, they were like sold out because I guess they had a really popular one this year that was. And I was going to send it to you to give to Lauren and see if she.
Hey, could you imagine getting Lauren on one of the Transforma nights and put her in our thumbnail from now on, even if she never shows up again?
Yeah.
We
What would that do?
we will get people here.
Okay.
We'll become the new King Cobra.
Actually, look at this. The last 10 minutes of the show, and we had
Yeah.
5 people watching. Now we're back down to 2.
Oh, we chased him off. Yeah. But King, yeah, I think it's King Cobra JFS, and I don't know what that stands for. But if you need like a medic, like you got a stomach ache and you want to like bring up what you're eating, watch that guy. And he's got like 80 billion followers and stuff. I don't know if he's monetized. Probably not.
Well, I don't guess like Josh for all these people. They got like he's like talking about how he only makes a few $100s a month on Patreon with his
Shit.
That's a few $100s.
Split 3 ways.
And he's complaining about it. Little fuck.
So just to jump track here a little bit. So in the past, since June 1st, I've lost 30 pounds.
Yay.
Yay.
And because after I retired and, being a cop in November 2021, I've put on 55 pounds since I've retired. So I had to shed some weight. So I'm doing pretty good. But where the story's going is when we were coming back from Putz this past weekend, we stopped by McDonald's. And I was just going to get those new little chicken wrap things they came back out with, wrapped in the tortilla and stuff like that. And I got 2 of them. And I'm biting into it, and all I'm eating is like tortilla and lettuce. So literally the piece of chicken in there was probably 1.5 inches long, and the tortilla is like 5 inches long. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like those Taco Bell 99-cent tacos they had. It was like, this big U here, and then the little bunch of stuff in the fucking corner.
Well, I actually looked out at Taco Bell in Tennessee, in Clarksville. They gave me. I just ordered 1 burrito because I don't want to overindulge, especially on the road. And that was the fattest burrito I've ever had.
Nice.
It was like 2 burritos in one. So
Well, at least it wasn't Popeyes.
Oh yeah. I still like Popeyes, but goodness, could I just get rid of the people and make it go back in the kitchen and make it myself?
Tell you what, we got Popeyes down here, and I'm not a fan. I mean, we got a place called Lee's Famous Chicken down here, and I will. And to be honest with you, Publix makes some pretty damn good fried chicken.
You know what? I think Popeyes has just gone
Yeah.
downhill because like 15 years ago it was the shiznits, and now it's
Yeah.
just it's
They
just
haven't had it in
slid.
a while. Because by his local supermarket, they'll have fried chicken.
Hmm.
And, it's really hard to mess up fried chicken. Fried chicken's fried chicken, man. Everybody loves fried, what
Yeah,
the
but
old
when you
joke
fuck it
goes,
up,
why do black people like fried chicken? Because everybody likes fried chicken.
yeah.
It's nothing unique. But I've had good ones since, but like a couple times ago, it was so chewy. I was just sitting there chewing like a cow chewing its cud. I could not get it to be edible. Just chew, 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 chew. It's
Well,
supposed
I
to be a
think that,
treat.
and this is like going against this like a Mandela thing or whatever. The last Popeyes I went to was last year on my way to Missouri, and the
Mhm.
people were actually friendly and competent, but the food just wasn't that great.
I'll tell you the.
Hmm.
I do. As you were saying, Tony, it's really hard to fuck up fried chicken, but I tell you what, when you do fuck it up, you go
He's
all
just
the
sitting
way.
there just
Oh,
grinding away, and and my teeth aren't the greatest. I mean, as you,
I had fried chicken one time. I can't remember. I can't remember where I got it from, but I bit into it and the chicken started bleeding. And it was like, oh,
oh,
geez.
nice,
ew!
nice.
I know KFC's got a problem with the skin and everything just falls off the damn thing. It's just like
Yeah.
it's KFC used to be good, but they went nasty like 20 years ago.
When I was a
But
kid, and I'm talking about 1970, 71, Kentucky Fried Chicken, nobody called it KFC back then. Kentucky Fried Chicken was the best thing in the entire universe.
yes, it was.
You know what? If I was president now, I would get rid of all of that abbreviation dumbing down crap. You know, little Judy, her daughter and her little toddler, they had a bottle of when we were kids, it used to be called Sunny Delight. And now it's just Sunny D. Literally, it's Sunny D. There's no delight anywhere on that bottle. It's like they got
No
to
delight
dumb down
allowed.
DQ. The Dairy Queen is now DQ. It's just like, come on.
Nestle's Quick. Now they call it Nesquik. It's like up yours.
And it
Yeah,
was
really.
better when it was in the steel can when you popped
Oh
open the
hell
lid with
yeah!
the
How else
spoon.
Oh,
do
those
you
are
eat? I
neat.
mean, you're supposed to get the spoon and go in and bing, and then all shit.
Oh, and I did buy
That's
Goop
part of the
to
experience.
your recommendation because I had never. I bought Goop, but I found it like in Walmart.com. You can't find it anywhere. But I bought Goop with the metal cans,
Nice.
which are very rare. It's almost impossible to buy, but I managed to get some. And one look, that's funny. We they even did that in Airplane,
Yeah.
basically. Airplane looked even less hokey than that. Um, what was I just saying?
It's about goop.
Oh,
Goop,
Goop
right?
Melange.
Shit. What else was I gonna? I was gonna
So
say
it came
something.
in a tin can.
Yeah, but it was right before that. Gosh, dang it! It was related.
Nestle's Quick in the steel can.
Nestle's Quick in the steel can.
We talked about Sunny D.
Band-Aids in a steel can.
Yeah.
And that CBS doesn't stand for the Columbia Broadcasting System anymore. It just stands for CBS.
That's sad. I think
And
that's
what I
where we were
hate is when
going.
when a company, a corporation, sells off the business that it's famous for. Like about 20,
Yeah.
30 years ago, BF Goodrich. Oh, we're going to sell our tire manufacturing to, Changshin or some shit. You're BF Goodrich. You make tires. You don't, it's like, Rolls Royce. There is still a Rolls Royce company, but they only make airplane engines. The Rolls Royce cars now are owned by, the company's owned by BMW. But
Dang, it's
BMW they got their start making airplane engines.
Yeah, Jaguar is owned by the Indians now until it goes out of business tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah, I've got to look that up again because that crap has changed hands so many times. You really need like a scorecard. It's like, okay, it's this week.
Oh shit, Jeep's owned like by what? Fiat, Daimler, Chrysler.
No, this week it's a company called, I think it's actually called Stellantis. I keep wanting to call it Stellanitis because it sounds like an infection. And it was because Daimler Chrysler, that split up. They sold off Chrysler. Chrysler went independent for about a week, and then they merged with Fiat, or basically Fiat bought them out. So it was Fiat Chrysler FCA, and Fiat Chrysler merged with Peugeot, Citroën, and all these other crap. And now it's Stellanitis or Stellantis. So it's like every car company in Europe, except for like Mercedes, Porsche, and VW, is all crammed in together. And well, Jeep was Willis or Willys, but the guy pronounced it Willis. It was Willis, it was Kaiser, and then it was American Motors, and then it was Chrysler, and then it was Daimler. And the Jeep originally was designed by Bantam.
Yeah, American Bantam, right?
Yeah.
But it's funny. I was thinking because remember people in their poll on our BabbleGab, they wanted Rob to become a vehicle one day.
Yeah.
When I was staying at Tammy's, there was one of those kiddie cars. It was a Jeep.
Ah.
And I'm not trying to make it like a kiddie car, but I thought maybe something could happen where you become, the Jeep avatar I use.
Yeah.
To make him become that, but an army Jeep, but make him small, like too small to actually really ride in, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of something like that. It's not as small as a kiddie car, but not really as big as a army Jeep either. I think there could be some humor in that.
Yeah.
Did you know the actual name Jeep just came from a designation in World War II?
There's controversy about that because at the same time, the Lil Abner comic strip had a character called Eugene the Jeep. And it was this weird little like alien creature that would just pop up whenever he was needed, and he would help everybody, and you could even eat him and he'd still be alive. So they could have come from that. And then there was a general purpose, like you're saying.
Yeah, the GP.
And, yeah.
It's probably a little of
the general
both,
purpose was a bigger vehicle to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah. That ended up Popeye. It used to be on the Popeye cartoons eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, the little one with the like.
That guy, yeah. Harvey Korman. No, that was the Gazoo.
Kazoo, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that road is not there anymore. It's completely been paved over by a freeway ramp.
Oh, that's sad. I would have liked that. Would have been one of the places I would have liked to have seen.
I got a question for you, Tony. This happens to be in LA. I mean, Lethal Weapon did it, and a couple of other movies did it. But apparently, there was a freeway overfly that was like under construction. And remember, the cars would always go right up this freeway, and then it would like end, and they would like fall off the front of it.
Yeah.
Did they ever like finish that freeway, or was it just?
Well, that one I think was because it was used in the movie Speed, where they jumped the bus.
Yeah, it was also used in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
like Lethal Weapon.
Because it took them for it did take a hell of a long. It was under construction when I left the Los Angeles area back in 1990, and it had just barely been completed when I came back to LA in 2001.
They kept blowing it up in movies. It took forever to make.
Yeah, because it was used in Speed. It was used in To Live and Die in LA. It's the 105, Interstate 105, and it's the one that took out the Beach Boys house.
Right. So legend has it in every automotive book that red one, that Chrysler shot itself in the foot by downsizing all of their Plymouths and Dodgers because some guy was at a golf course and heard a big shot at GM saying that they were going to downsize their Chevy. So he basically ruined Chrysler for years by making them downsize their cars. But to me, that Plymouth or that Dodge looks like it's the same size as that full-size Chevy. So it looks almost bigger.
And not only that, but maybe that first year it might have been a little bit of a misfire because they did bring the Dodge 880 later out that year. But the B-body in general for Mopar, for Dodge and Plymouth, was hugely successful.
I know, but just that first year or whatever, they said that they were nobody wanted a small Dodge. It's not small. It looks like it's the same size as that damn Chevy. That's a full-size Chevy. It looks like it's the same thing.
61 Chevy, but Yeah, I think even that because the guy at Chrysler misunderstood because they were talking about the Chevelle
Nova. Yeah.
or the Chevy 2 or because they had like
Chevy 2.
yeah.
Anyways,
Because it
guys,
used to be
it's been a-
each manufacturer had only one size car. Like Chevy was the Chevy, and then they decided to have like for a while they had 4 different, the Corvair, the Chevy 2, the Chevelle, and the full size.
Yeah.
I stuck it out with you guys till 10.
Hey,
but,
thanks for
I'm
sticking it
sorry.
out. Oh, not in that way, Tony. Anyway, have fun. Have a safe trip, got shot,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
well, keep us update if you hear something
Yes.
about Putt. For gosh sake, I'll start working on his. I hate even talking about it.
I know.
Uh,
It's
But
tough when it's tough when you get no warning, like with Ratchet, and it's tough when
Right,
you do get the
Ratchet.
warning.
it's
So
tough, yeah, when you get a lot of warning.
It's bad either way, either knowing it's going to happen or not knowing it's going to happen.
I think it's better knowing it's going to happen because at least we're not in shock, and we can, and he could visit him, because if it
Yeah.
happened suddenly, nobody would have had any chance to say anything. We wouldn't have been able to get Darren on our show to spend time with him. So
Yeah.
it doesn't make it doesn't make it easier.
But anyways, guys,
All right, I'm hitting the
We'll say
button.
goodbye to
Folks.
Laura.
We'll be
Steve. Take
next
care,
week. We'll be on,
Wendy Lou and Laura, if you're still there. See you got shot. Safe travels.
and we'll
keep
be
in touch.
on Transferama channel next week. This time.
That's right. Transfer next week. Take care, fellers.
Bye.